The first item you see, there's a plaque that reads the Chains of Miri. Though these may appear to be a broken set of iron chains, it is speculated they were used in a ritual by the high priestess Miri. These chains may have lost their luster, but the etched markings remain. Miri is notable for inventing her own sealing ritual, capable of binding demons, devils, and other extraplanar beings to this world. We can only wonder what horror this set of chains imprisons, and what travesty was wrought on the lands.
Does this look familiar to me specifically, as someone who has had contact with such an item recently?
Give me a history.
Lag, I can't see what that is.
With a 10. These look like normal chains. Any sort of like purpose or luster they once had is no longer present. But you could very well assume that if not similar, like perhaps the teachings or the incantation or ritual or spell that was put onto these chains could have potentially been used in a similar way to the ones that you encountered.
Alright, well let's look at the rest of the stuff in the room and see if any of it also looks familiar.
Sure.
Also kind of regretting not asking him if anything in the museum was enchanted, but we'll catch him another time.
I mean, we could always
He's still here.
Yeah. I mean, we could also, like, throw up our good old, Detect Magic Identify tag team.
Maybe, but I'd rather not do anything untoward, seeing as how it's our first visit.
Yeah.
It would be weird.
So as you mostly make your way around clockwise, in the corner that you're at, Sev, I don't have it displayed here, unfortunately, but often like the bottom right corner, you see that there is this like large, tall body, like full body mirror that's been hooked up to, or like fastened to a like silver frame. On the wall right beside it, there's a plaque reading, "The Mirror of Depart." Can you guess what's off about this mirror?
Does it have children in it?
If you want to take a look at the mirror, go ahead, give me a perception.
Okay, I want to know if we can see ourselves in it.
Okay.
Our own reflection.
Let's see.
Whoop. Wow, I actually rolled good at perception for once.
I did not.
Never does that. Oh no.
I rolled very poorly.
Oof.
Really don't see shit.
What are we doing? Perception? Let's try it. Nope.
Yeah.
All right. Gale, are you taking a look?
Sure, why not? Perception, you said you wanted?
Yep.
Yes. Are there children in this mirror?
Nat 20.
Me and Lightning are twinning.
I know.
God, of course. Best
And
roll
then
of
me
the
and my
night.
dirty 20. Yeah.
Did not pop up for me.
Yeah, it's not.
I don't
Can you
got the-
check the log in Roll20, Dale? Or I mean, D&D Beyond. Pretty please. I don't want to do it again.
Just tell us what it is, and then when you go back into your Foundry, go to your add-ons, the extension at the top, and just click on Beyond 20 so it goes over.
Yeah, not sure. Well, I know we had everything set up, so I don't know why it wouldn't be going through. Yeah, that is a really nice roll.
Every time I click on Boundary, I have to re-add my add-on. Like, I have to give it permission again.
That's so strange.
I don't know.
Like, I don't have to do that.
I do. I don't know why,
do.
but there it is.
I think it's because I lost
sorry.
connection earlier.
Maybe.
I apologize, y'all.
It's okay. It's not your fault. I mean, how dare you?
So
Hurt us this way.
with 20 and up, Sev, Gale, as you take a look at the mirror, you realize that there's no light reflecting back, coming from the chandelier around you. There's no light coming from the torch that was right by the No, I apologize. It is. It's off right by the doorway. Right above it. There we go.
Yeah, that's what I was confused about, but
Yeah, I was looking at, I had a different vision in mind when I first made this. But yeah, none of the torches are reflecting light back in the mirror. And reading on states, if you notice that light doesn't reflect back, you'd be correct. We believe this mirror was made to act as a pocket dimension, able to store items inside another similar reality to our own. We've yet to understand how or why this works, or why it was invented in the first place.
to store souls of children.
Mhm.
Inconveniently shatters when it's
Removed
moved a
from
certain
its
way.
range. Yeah. I wonder how they repaired it.
Maybe it doesn't shatter if it doesn't have anything in it.
Or maybe it's just another one.
Yeah.
A replica. I don't know how they'd be able to replicate that effect, though. Can I, like, roll Arcana and see if I can tell what's up with this? Because that sounds like it would be a very complicated effect to replicate by restoring said mirror.
Yeah. I would say you don't even need to roll for that. Like, you know that, like, it would be very difficult, if the mirror was destroyed, to just recreate it and get the exact same enchantment on it again, and like keep it all intact.
Just by having a cursory look at it, is this magicked in any way?
Does appear like a normal mirror at the moment, just without light. Like, just from like a cursory glance looking over it, you wouldn't think it was anything but a normal mirror.
Where did he say his office was?
He's still in this room.
No, he walked out.
He
Nope.
left.
Yep, he
Oh,
walked.
I thought he was looking.
Yeah, he walked out that.
Oh, I
Yep.
thought he was still looking at the.
Nope,
No.
he spent about like 5-6 minutes fiddling with the case he's working on, and then he went out the north door, going downstairs.
Oh, my bad.
Keep that in mind.
Guess we can just ask him another time. It's not really pressing at the moment.
Yeah, it's just, fishy, but yes.
Okay.
What else is next?
Was there a reason why you were all hyped about this mirror?
We, had an encounter with, one very similar, but it got destroyed. And I'm just not sure how it could have been reproduced and still have this same effect of not reflecting light.
Unless it's
Interesting.
just another mirror.
Last time I looked into a mirror, I got teleported, so,
Oh, well, perhaps just keep it in mind to ask about later. Let's see what's next.
Yeah, did we look at everything interesting in the room?
Nope, still a good few items left. Next up,
Okay.
taking a walk around, I see that there is a gold coin just placed on a like red plush pillow.
I need it.
There is a plaque on the display case that reads, "Gold Coin of Commerce. This is the first gold earned in Grimsooth. The city has expanded since its first conception as a riverside trading village. This coin is a representation of all the progress we've achieved." And taking like a quick look around towards the bottom of the plaque, you see that there is small, minuscule text that seems kind of unintelligible at first glance.
Can I take second glance?
Sure.
Yeah.
Go ahead, give me a perception. Or investigation, whichever's higher for you.
Oh,
They're the same.
my
Okay.
perception's higher. Oh, 22, baby!
Okay.
I'll take a 19.
All right, well, with a 19 and a 22, yeah, you both take a quick look right on in. Okay.
Realistic.
Yeah, so Sev, Lightning, you two take a look in, and you just see tiny, tiny engraved font into the brass plaque that reads, not actual coin, just an approximation.
Huh.
And I look really disappointed and walk away from the coin.
Does this look similar to the coin from the chest of like really old coins that we broke?
Oh no. No. This has like one of those, what's an apt example? Like when you see a really shiny coin, but it's from like the early 1900s, that's the kind of like vibe that this gives off. Like this isn't
Or, like-
ages
It's
old from
old.
like before we have like our modern like minting system. It seems minted with the current system in mind.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah, I was
it's
gonna
an old
say-
coin that's perfectly preserved, or more so counterfeit. But yeah.
They like the term replica.
Next items on the docket.
Sure.
Yeah.
Next up, you see what appears to be a top, like a kind of like a children's toy. Has a little bit like a little handle sticking up. You would just go spin it and just. You see, it's currently just staying like perpetually in motion, not wavering, not going one way or the other, just
What is this,
spinning
Inception?
around and around and around. Plaque reads, "Ever spinning top." Crafted by a gnome tinkerer a few hundred years ago, this top will keep spinning until disturbed by an outside force. An exquisite
I
tinkerer,
want it. Never mind. Sorry.
an exquisite tinkerer, Liddell Flittennerf earned their renown as a toy maker. His schematics have even been adapted and revised to form the basis of some clockwork toys we still see today. What's up?
I want to investigate the Beyblade, please.
Sure, let that perception check rip with a 20.
Yeah.
Fantastic. So, yeah, you take a look at it. Is there anything you're looking for in particular?
If it has, I mean, I guess it'd be hard to tell if it had anything like unique about its shape or anything to it.
It appears kind of like acorn in shape. It's tall, fairly wide, and like the base like bell curves real hard. It's like a singular point that it's just spinning around from.
Okay, thanks.
All right. Next up, around the corner, you see some elven wine glasses. The plaque reads, "These elegant glasses depict early motifs commonly associated with older elven metalwork. Fine leaves are engraved into the sides, symbolizing the elves' harmonious relationship and reverence towards nature. Along the front of a pitcher is the visage of the moon, referencing Nerun and her flowing dark waters, the source of the elves' origin." You can see the rest of the glasses, goblets, I should say. They come from like a small stem, large base with like ornate, delicate silverwork just kind of like needled in. The tops kind of like loop and overflow to form some sort of lip. But apart from that, nothing particularly special about them.
Sev is kind of bored with that. That's this sort of fancy, rich people stuff that,
Just fancy rich
Anything
people
else
stuff.
of note?
Two more things. You see bottles of sealing wax and a phoenix crest presser. You can see that the bottles of wax are spread around, kind of fanning out from the wax presser itself. The wax presser is atop what appears to be like a sealed envelope, and you can see that there's just like this nice dark crimson wax with the visage of the phoenix pressed right inside. And the plaque reads, "The phoenix was the symbol of Cyndrus in the past, evident based on items such as this presser. Noble officials would heat the wax and drip it over official documents and scrolls, pressing down with a crescent seal. Nowadays, most houses use their own sigils between themselves. However, the capital has moved on from using the phoenix, opting to pay respect to Alisar's flame instead."
Well,
Okay.
yes,
And
we
there's
know
no
how-
like elite guard that might use this.
Like this specific
Yeah.
sigil?
Yeah, I'm just curious. It's more stoic asking.
Yeah, no, you'd think that, like, this has long come out of fashion, and the, like, world has kind of left this behind as symbology, terminology has moved on.
Okay.
Gotcha.
All right, and heading towards
And last
the
thing.
south door, kind of like right beside it, you see a bit of like an orb, some sort of sphere of
Ooh,
stone.
An orb, you
Thunder.
say?
An orb, yes, some sort of like spherical stone construct.
We are
Like
going
easily
to ponder.
Cat wants to play
Just
with
like-
shiny balls.
sits in the palm. If you were like pick it up, plaque reads Liftstone. A technical and mechanical marvel, Liftstone is one of the first aspects of prosperity Grimswith discovered. Mined from deep within the Giant's Back Mountains directly north of the city, the use of Liftstone soon found its purpose. Now incredibly rare, the stone is used to empower objects with the gift of flight, or at the very least levitation. Liftstone forms the core component of airships that are roaming the skies today. However, it's found other uses as well. For instance, just a small chip of Liftstone can be used with children's toys, or to support large structures or heavy objects from toppling over.
Like the FF1 floatstone.
Yeah, similar kind of idea. If any of you know the Edge Chronicles, that's kind of where I got my inspiration for airships in this world.
We haven't seen an airship here, though, have we?
You might have seen a couple like roaming the skies, but I don't think you would have like
Kind
gone
of.
to the ports. No.
Okay, so it wouldn't be like completely weird and foreign. We know what an
Like
airship
they
is.
exist.
Yeah, like you would definitely know that airships exist.
The way like we see planes flying above in real life.
Yeah, definitely rarer. Airships are very, very expensive, and for the either the most elite or the most savvy, the two most common areas to have airships would be Beggar's Bay down to the south, or the Dumorn Plains off to the southwest,
Noted.
followed
Yeah.
by the capital, where everything kind of like congregates off to the direct west. And then Grimswith doesn't particularly have
So
airships in the city proper. It mines the ore, but it doesn't construct them here.
And there's
Well,
no port.
There is a port near the mountains, but the construction doesn't take place here, and like Grimswith does not have its own fleet. Any airships here are mostly just for either like light pleasure travel or for trade.
So probably would have seen plenty back in the capital.
Yeah, definitely would have seen more around then. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Did you say that they? How did you say they fly again?
With the lift stone.
Yes. So the liftstone is
fancy
like, it
rock.
forms the core of the airship hull, essentially.
Big magic rock make ship fly.
Yeah. It
For
kind
some
of like
reason, my brain autocorrected at the lodestone.
Yeah.
essentially it kind of like acts to make things light, like things that's touching directly lighter.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Neat.
Well, then you can make your way out through the southern door, and you'll come to another narrow hallway with doors off to the east and to the west. Any particular room you'd want to take a look into? Off to the west, you have one map ahead, and off to the east, you have fun and figurines.
Fun and
Let's head
figurines.
west. Okay, let's head south.
All right, so you can make your way off to the eastern room.
Dale, do you want to move me?
Yeah, I can
Is
move.
this the one?
Y'all.
I get frustrated trying to move in these like tiny corridors.
Nope, no
Yeah.
worries. So it's off to
Thank
the
you.
east. It's the right room.
Lag.
Yeah, there we go.
Much appreciated.
So you see that several dioramas have been arranged inside a rather small room, ranging in size from half a foot to taking up most of the wall. They appear to be constructed inside glass tanks made of fogged glass that get clear as you approach, much like the display cases. You see that there are 4 different... are there 4? I should have... There
one of them's
are...
wide.
Yeah, there are 4 stands of note. Taking a look at the first, as you get right on in, just taking a look kind of around your shoulder, you see the main attraction, what takes up the entire topmost wall. It just spans a good, like, 20 feet down, going up roughly, like, 4 feet into the air above the table it's on. And you can see that this is the Giant's Back Mines, the plaque reads. You see along, or inside the tank, it houses a cutaway of mines. You can see large wooden support beams as sections where tunnels diverge and tiny polished gems are set into the rubble, representing the cave walls glisten in the light of the room. From what you can see, there are 3 levels, all connected by a system concocted of wooden platforms, ropes, and pulleys. And imagine this kind of like a TV set or like a movie set, where they have the different like cutaways of the sets panning the different floors or rooms, and it just kind of cuts right through to the different levels.
Okay. Almost like an ant farm.
Yeah, kind of similar. Could see that. The plaque itself reads, "In its heyday, the Giant's Back Mountains were known for its seemingly infinite supply of liftstone. First time it was struck by a pick, the worker and all in its vicinity gently lifted into the air. Seems this infinite resource is nearing its end as traces of the stone have become increasingly sporadic and rare, marking liftstone production as a volatile trade. Thankfully, not all is lost, as other elements are oft found in the caverns of the Giant's Back Range, supplying our local industry with silver, iron, and sparkling gems."
Well, those are certainly valuable in their own right.
Next up, taking a look around, you can see that there appears to be a display case of an airship taking off. There is a display case of what appears to be some sort of like 3D model of the city of Grimsooth, and a display case that it's a cube set upon like a small desk or table, mostly black, that kind of like just pulls light into it.
Is it the electric Dwemer cube?
It is not the electric Dwemer cube, no.
We're gonna rock down to electric
I
Dwemer.
thought it was the
Hope, I just want you to know that I titled my notes Museum Part 2 Electric Boogaloo.
Cool. What were you saying, Stoic?
No, I just thought maybe it was like that kaleidoscope lamp thing that dispelled darkness, but this sounds like the opposite.
Yeah, so like, do you want to take a look at the like black mall first then?
Yeah.
So you all can make your way over, and you see that there's a tank that's set upon a small wooden end table, and inside the glass you see a gaping maw black void that just seems to be pulling everything in closer and closer. Speckled throughout the darkness are different glints and flashes of light that catch your eye. Some a bright yellow, some bright blue, others almost like a pure blinding white. Looking closer, you see swirls of magenta and violet, coddling wisps of blues and greens. The plaque that's kind of like set off at the very base of it, where it meets the, like intersects the table, reads, "Not much is known about the worlds beyond our own. We know that other dimensions exist, but what lies here in our own plane Look out to the skies above at night, and you'll see tiny specks of bright light shimmer and cut through the darkened canvas of the clouds. We believe there may be others out there just like us, but when can we be certain? Only time will tell. ...
Can I, like, illuminate, like, bring out, like, dancing lights in front of it and see what that does?
Okay, yeah. You can go ahead and cast Dancing Lights, and as you position your orbs, do you want to have the 4 of them separate or like one large figure?
Start with them separate. I want to see 4 separate, like, surrounding, and then have them converge and just kind of like float around.
Okay, so you can like try to position some like behind the wall, and, like all 4 corners essentially, to make sure everything's even like adequately evenly covered. And you see like they light up the area around you. You see the like shifting colors that you send out. You see some like the purples, the pinks, some blues, some greens. But the light, as it is cast into the display case, you see that it's just pulled right in, as if like it's being absorbed even through the glass.
It's like a mini black hole almost.
Yeah. This seems like it could be potentially dangerous to fiddle with.
Yeah, probably wise not to.
I mean,
Lightning
I'm
in the back
sure-
is just trying to fuck with
Did,
Sub's lights.
yeah.
did the plaque imply that aliens exist, or am I just completely confused?
There's other planes, so
Yeah.
maybe,
Yeah.
I mean, extra dimensional beings
mean-
could be considered alien. By that definition, demons, angels, and like
I mean,
other things.
Falk's parent is an extra dimensional being, so yes. Although
Museum.
Are Illithid native to the world, or are they considered extra dimensional? Sorry.
I'm gonna say that they're natural.
Okay.
I don't think there might be a couple things that are alien, but most of the races I had in mind, or like most of the creatures even I had in mind, were directly created for this world. So most everything imaginable is going to be native.
okay. Well, I imagine there's probably quite the binding protections on this display, but best not mess with it too much.
So as you really, as you're kind of like going over the words, like are there aliens? Do aliens exist? Going over the last line of like what's implied from the author, you see that it reads, "We believe there may be others out there just like us, but when can we be certain? Only time will tell." ... Kind of like just leaves it open-ended.
Yeah.
All right.
What's next?
Next up, right next to the gaping maw, you see what looks to be an airship, and walking over, you see a scene composed of rocks jutting upwards out of rough water. And it's kind of like that, like, epoxy kind of like hardened water, where like you have like the waves formed in it, but they're just stationary, kind of like glistening and glittery in the light.
Mm-hmm.
There appears to be a wooden dock that's raised about 40 feet, the approximate 40 feet, up out of the water, with a crowd of people all towards the edge, with arms raised above them, breaking bottles or waving a handkerchief. A medium-sized ship, hull similar to that of a standard passenger ship with 2 masts, large billowed sails, topped with propellers, looks like it's just beginning to lift off into the air. Notably, you see a large spherical stone set halfway into the deck of the ship. Plaque reads, "The first flight. 1,000 years ago marked the discovery of Liftstone in Grimsith. Centuries rolled by before the stone was able to be processed and refined to the point of use in everyday life. During these decades since its discovery, countless experiments to point of use in sin- during these decades since its discovery has spawned countless experiments. Oh my god. During these decades since its discovery, countless experiments to send toys, carts, and ships up into the sky were constructed. Here we go. But none seemed successful. Not until about 300 years ago, when Ophelia Gris stumbled upon a breakthrough and developed the first known instance of flight, harnessing the untapped potential the stone had to offer. Soon her ideas were implemented, and the first successful launch of the Invincible took place on our very own docks here at Grimsooth.
Interesting.
All right, next up, across the way, you see a 3D model of Grimsooth. This is kind of like a kid's set, like playing with like building blocks, essentially, where it's very minimalistic. There aren't a whole lot of features here, but you see like just a lot of polygonal like buildings set up, and you see like some of the mountains set up that have like bits carved off. It's like a less ornate like construction of like a railroad set or something, with all the terrain going around and everything.
I was kind of hoping it would just be your D&D map.
You can note the different districts, and it breaks down different places of interest in each. You can see the popular tourist attractions on the eastern end towards the noble and entertainment districts, along with a red X accompanied text stating, "You are here," in all capitals at the museum's location. Seems like that's everything that's off in this room.
So where should we go?
I could go right across the hall if you like. If you want to take a gander at the last room. Okay. So as you enter in, the sign up above reads 1 map ahead. You enter a small room. A chandelier above your head keeps the room well lit. Tables have been set up along the far wall that have blown up maps of Grimsooth and its surrounding regions, offering high details of the area. Picture frames containing maps are arranged as if they're trying to form a larger world map found hanging towards the southern wall to the right of the like southwestern doorway. Taking a look at the maps on the southern wall, you see that there are 5 regional maps that are sprawled all across. Cyndrus sits farthest to the northwest as one point of this rhombus-like shape. To the east and a little further south is a forested region labeled Loomis, home of the elves. Far south of Cyndrus is a mountainous region marked Terosa Firum, home to the dwarves. Almost right in the middle of the frames is a series of islands composed of mountains and thick, bundled forests labeled the Emberfall Isles, home to the Dragonborn and Tiefling. And a 5th landmass is in a frame to the far, far southeast, forming like the last point of the rhombus, though it appears to be a mess of scratches and rough scribbles that barely form a coherent shape. And then
we got land masses now. Look at you, world building.
3 of the regions, Loomis, Firum Terosa, and the Emberfall Isles do appear to have informational plaques besides the frames, if you'd like to take a look.
Sure.
Now, can we buy maps? Read, like, have a world map in our inventory for reference at some point, or is that kind of work in progress?
Yeah, no, that's definitely possible.
Well, not now. I mean, just in future. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you and railroad you like that.
No worries, just waiting for y'all to, like, if y'all want to keep in the room, if you want to head off to the other room, if you want to take a look at the plaques, that's up to you, but
Let's look at the plaques.
yeah, like a world map of Cyndrus would absolutely be found. It would be only of the continent able to be explored so far. So anything north of the Ardnick Wildlands and anything south of Beggar's Bay in the ocean would be excluded.
Here there be monsters kind of thing.
So for the south, it falls into the domain of the fog that was sprouted up from the curse placed on Cyndrus ages back. And then the Arctic wildlands, the whole like mountainous region there, is what you were close to up in your village. And you know that is very treacherous, very difficult to make your way through.
Is it like Shadow Isles type of deal, or?
I don't have a whole lot of information on that, so I can't answer that fully.
Okay.
So, just to be clear, there aren't any like full world maps in this room.
Oh, there are, yes. Like it has like you can see like on one of the walls, like there's the full like blown up map of Cyndrus itself, and like most like the major regions, the noble houses, the capital, everything that like you would expect to find on like a world map of Cyndrus. There's a specific like large blown up map of Grimsooth and its like immediate surrounding regions, and then you have the world map, well, the approximated world map of the different portraits.
Neat.
All right.
So your call. Do you want to take a look at the world map? Do you want to take a look at the like the large Cyndrus map? Is there anything you want to know more about?
Do
you wanna move on?
I want to learn about the not as mapped out places.
Okay, so the other continents.
Yes.
Okay. So you see that there are 3 plaques that have a few little like sentences, little blurb about them. First up, you see Loomis. Reads, notably, it appears to take the shape of a crescent moon, arcing from one point of the frame to the other. Multiple islands appear east and west of the mainland, almost appearing as stars circling the moon. The mainland itself is covered with immense forests, dotting most of the region. The islands appear to be more plain with large sandy coasts. Next up, right below that, is Theorem Terosa. It reads, the continent appears to be shaped like an uncut gem, sprawling out in all directions, uneven and rough. Mountains travel outwards from a central point at which the tallest peak of the range is reported to sit. Home to the dwarves, clans have divided themselves into different regions between the stretches of mountains. And then right below that is the Emberfall Isles. Reads, a series of 5 islands forms the region of Emberfall Isles. The central island is the largest, containing a wide volcano within its mess of mountains that spread through the landmass. Thick forests form at the base of the mountains all throughout the island and spread to the other isles as well. Not much is known about the Emberfall Isles. It is one of the rarest places from which we receive visitors. What we do know is the mythos of Dragonborn and Tiefling creation, both believed to have been birthed from the bubbling volcano the Dragonborn call Praxilodon, in honor of an ancient dragon who guarded the waters. Though why the Tiefling inhabit the island as well, they do not know.
So the ember part of the name is literal, it sounds like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Coming from both the fascination that Dragonborn often have with fire, as well as for the volcano that sits at the like center of the central isle.
So it's the Fire
Cool.
Nation. Like literally, that's the Fire Nation.
Sure. That's how you want to reference it? Yep. Yeah.
I mean, it goes into more detail when you read the Kyoshi novels and they visit. But yeah.
All right. Well, that is looking over everything. You feel you've combed through like a good portion of the southern wall. Did you want to take a closer look at the world map, or did you like the Cyndrus map, or did you want to move on to one of the other rooms?
Yeah, I think
With
that'd
the
be nice.
Cyndrus map.
Yeah.
Okay. So I can take y'all out. This might be a little bit easier if we actually take a look at the world map.
Okay.
Okay. So you all should be able to see this. Let me know when it loads for you all.
Yeah.
He has loaded.
Fantastic. I think we're just waiting on lightning and really at the moment.
Yeah, mine's on 98%.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
No
on
worries.
98 for me too.
Oh, we're good.
100.
Fantastic. So now I need to actually bring out my notes that I had been working on. This I didn't get a chance to link over into Foundry yet.
Although, question, I mean, just on stuff we did before, can you see what I'm highlighting or, like, having a square over?
I can see where your cursor is.
Okay. Is this the mine where we had the mission with Kuzel?
Yes.
Is that where the floatstone mine is, or is that just, like, mundane, like, iron ore and stuff?
No, the liftstone is actually, it's directly connected to Grimsooth itself. The mine entrances are within the city walls towards the north end. The city is built upon the Calderian River, which feeds directly into the ship ports. And then...
Oh, it's not built on rock and roll? Get it? Rocks.
And then the city is kind of like planted towards the base of what's known as the Giant's Back Mountains. It's from these mountains that kind of like divides Cyndrus in half, where the liftstone has been removed from. All right. So we have the Cyndrus regions. Okay. So we have the central region is known as Calderia, with Grimsooth being its proxy capital. We have the Shimmering Sand Sea, that's off to the east. And this is like the desolate wastes of the desert that's kind of been blocked off and hesitant to really interact with the rest of Cyndrus. Lightning, you would know this is where you are very well experienced with and where you've first kind of like come to Cyndrus from. You'd know that the
Your travels bring you to warm sands.
so the capital is Dunanor. To the north are the Ardnick Wildlands. You see that there is a capital by the name of Hartham that's led by the Balor House. Hartham is often known as the last bastion of civilization before actually moving off into the mountainous region of Ardnick. You see that...
I think that's where Gale lived with his elf friends.
Definitely from around that area, yeah. Probably like maybe like a week's journey more towards the forested area. But you came from like a smaller elven tribe of Silfsong.
Okay.
Next up we have the Dividing Peaks off to the northeast. So we have the Ardnick wildlands, the snowy area meeting the forest. To the east of that is where the Dividing Peaks are, kind of breaking off of another portion of Cyndrus that just kind of isn't accessible at the moment. You see that the capital is Dul Buldur, and the ruling house is the Emberhorn House. Moving all the way off to the west, you see that there is a river that flows from the coast all the way, or I guess rather, descends from the mountains down to the coast of the Amber Isles. And it's within these forests. You see the Mistwood. You see that the capital is Iko, and the ruling house is Lothindil. Moving down, we have off to the west here, near the direct west. We have the Dumorn Plains. You see the capital is Gestal, led by House Amari. Moving down a little bit.
Question. Sorry to interrupt.
Nope, no worries.
All these houses, are they associated with Grimsooth proper, or are these royal family houses that are linked with the capital?
So Cyndrus
Or
is
both.
Cyndrus is built on its capital, but everything answers to the capital. The capital's word, or the church's word, coming from the capital is law. However, Cyndrus is a large place, and it's been broken up into various different regions, and each region has its ruling house, maybe with a council of smaller houses that make up the different laws and
Okay, so they're almost like
Kind of
little
like Game of
duchies.
Thrones.
Game of Thrones was a big inspiration for how this all kind of
Yeah.
planned out. Yeah.
Yeah, basically, Fogg's organization that Sev is a part of is enemies of said houses, but underground.
So, yeah, we have a little bit south of the Dumorn Plains, and this will have text in denoting where the different regions are. So bear with me here. We have the False Sea Grasslands. You can see that the capital is Ravensworth, and the ruling house is Gleamweaver. Off directly to the west, where the Amber Isles are, you see that this is called the Glimmerfed Coast. Its capital is Orested, where you all had come from for the one shot we took part in. And the ruling house is... I don't have a name for it. I just came up with a name for it. Hold on. I have this written.
The House of Booba.
Uba.
I don't have this written. I will get back to you on the
Booba
house
now.
name.
It is Booba
No
now.
more Booba.
It's Booba now. Great. Yes, House Booba. Fantastic. Work in progress.
It's actually House Big Booba, but here we are.
We're so canceled.
Down to the south, we have Beggar's Bay. You see that the capital here is... Where are you? Vresis? Vresis. Vresis. You see that the...
Spelling test later.
I'm sorry?
Is there gonna be a spelling test later?
No, I'm just so kind of get the feel for how it's pronounced. And
Oh, okay, okay.
the ruling house is Fabrici. And then off directly...
Are we gonna have some golden wind here or something?
To the east, right across the bay, are the Pilglids, and you see that this is ruled by the Cousteau House, and the capital is Saint Merceau.
The French live here.
Rayleigh lived right
Do
here.
they happen to have a
Wetland.
fancy submarine?
Oh my god, so they have, they're wetlanders? This is just Louisiana.
So yeah, that was the big draw of this. This is what I imagined to be the Cajun-inspired area of Cyndrus. Yeah.
And it's
So,
really funny because my
are there-
sister's about to go there for school in the fall.
And I know you said you wanted you joked that you wanted gnomes to kind of be like the Appalachian Southern people. Are they from here?
I would say that they're right across the way. They're along
Oh
the
my god.
right across the mountains over here. I have not come up with a name for this region yet. Not gonna lie, when I was doing all this stuff, I might have forgot that this stretch of land was this wide. So I'll get to work on that. We'll have a complete workup later. I'll have the capitals, we'll have the houses, I'll have the whole ordeal for you guys. But there's just a little taste
Forget our
of
Bubba.
we'll see. We'll have our taste of the different really nations. Any questions in particular? Anything that you want to know more about for the different regions?
No, that's everything for now. I mean, it kind of seems like it's a work in progress. I mean, the exhibit kind of has caution tape over it saying under construction. So
This is a newly constructed map that they're still working on painting directly to the wall. Yeah.
You can see occasionally little paint methods, we shall dub them paint methods like flit in and out of the room to like add something and then they leave.
Yeah, that works.
I would love to see what paint methods look like.
They just splatter themselves on walls and they form the modern day Jackson Pollock.
Yes. Paint
Alright.
method.
So
Gale
that-
leaves the room
Sure,
and
so
goes exploring.
Yeah, you all can make your way out back to the foyer. Foyer down towards the south wraps around. You can see like peering down. You see like a couple of folks like walking through. You can see right to the first floor. See like a couple of folks like walking towards the stairs, walking towards the entryway.
A bench.
You do see that there are, yeah, as you point out, there are benches. Where do we have? Where is our hall 2? Where do I have? Yeah, so as you take back around, you can make your way down. You see the benches that are kind of sat between two different structures. You see that they appear to be sphinxes made of soft yellow sandstone, and the eyes are shut and they remain motionless.
I riddle the Sphinx and see if it responds.
What do you ask it?
How its day is going.
What should I ask it?
If you want a riddle, you gotta give a riddle.
What happens not at the beginning, twice in the middle of middle, and once at the end?
There's no response.
Isn't it the Sphinx that normally asks the riddle, or am I confused?
No, you're right. I was just being silly, but Dale is being literal.
Oh, sorry. I thought you were gonna like actually ask it a question. Maybe.
And I'm just chilling on this bench.
Sure. You guys can take a good few minutes just to relax and talk amongst yourselves if there's anything you want to go over.
Short rest, roll the hit die.
Yeah, from our harrowing experience of looking at stuff.
Yes. Although I will need a long rest eventually to get my like wild shapes back.
Oh yeah, of course.
But I mean, we're exploring. Well, let's keep going.
Sure. So you all can make your way off to the east. You find yourselves coming to another doorway that reads Exhibit Hall 2. Heroes of History, Friends or Foes, and Tomes of Old, and Trickle Star Tower. Is there any particular room that catches your eye?
Are we in the right area? Or at least am I in the right area?
Yeah, heading off to the right area.
What's this way?
So we have the Heroes of History, Friends or Foe, Tomes of Old, and Trickle Star Tower.
Friends of history?
I guess I'll just go forward and see where I end up.
Okay, so as you make your way forward through the southern door, your first room you come to is labeled Friends or Foe.
Oh, this is kind of interesting. We got dragons.
There's fish people.
Ah,
Dragons
There we go.
and fish people.
So-
Or maybe they're just fish.
you all
Yeesh.
can make your way over to the new room. And you enter the room and see life-size recreations of several creatures and monsters that roam the wilds. Appears they have been reconstructed in death, all lifeless eyes gazing back at you. You see a few familiar animals that would exist in the local area, such as a brown bear, dire boar, and wolf perched on the stone stands along the wall. The rest of the room, however, has recreations of other creatures and monsters perched on their own stands.
What's with the fish?
The fish is one of the local delicacies. and they're kind of like giving homage to like the docks in Grimsith first being like a fishing town.
Well,
would-
I can certainly me and Rayleigh can certainly appreciate that.
Those
Yeah.
like the one that got away that's like 200 pounds and like,
Exactly.
taxidermied.
Yeah.
Oh god.
Would Rayleigh and Savrana know this type of fish intimately, or are these rarer? Or are these like ancient fish
That's a good-
from like a
Prehistoric from
bygone
the
era?
Devonian era.
That's a good fucking question. Why don't you give me a history? I mean, you're thinking about this.
Pseudo-Devonian era fish.
Yeah, and like anyone who wants to
Yeah.
know the history of the fish, just go give me a history.
Like,
Okay.
have
Dale's
I
just
eaten
buying
this
time
fish
to figure
before?
out what the answer to your
Well, I
question
don't know a
is.
damn thing about this
You
fish.
know my tricks. Sev, being the
I've been fishing the longest here.
you've read up
I-
on your different types of fish, and you know that this looks like nothing that is out in the world today. There isn't a
So this
plaque
is-
for it. There isn't anything like any sort of like historical text for it, but you could gather that this is some sort of like old fish that must have like evolved over how many thousands of years.
Devonian fish, got it. Megalodon type of fish. Okay.
That sounds like a very big shark to me, but yeah, same idea. I'm thinking
mean-
something like, oh, it's not
Oh, that's
relicanth,
monster.
is it? The relicanth is a fucking Pokemon, but the fish that the relicanth is based on,
All can.
that one. Thank you.
Oh no!
Babe, you're
They exist.
insufferable.
Like they're
Dale's
not.
having a bad day, obviously.
Look, I had
To be
Pokemon
fair, I only
ingrained
knew
into
that
me.
because of Animal Crossing.
Okay, like I know it exists. I know what it is. I know that the names are so fucking simple. They hit the last like 2-3 syllables. Whatever.
Oh my god.
I mean, to be fair, Relicanth has had more of an impact on our actual lives.
That's true.
True.
That's true. That's
And
true.
also, they're extremely difficult to find, and
Yeah.
like,
What, the Pokemon or the actual fish?
no, the actual fish.
Well, I wouldn't know. I don't know.
I mean, they
anything
live
about
to like
Pokemon.
what, 200-300 years? Or
Something like it's a while, yeah.
Up there with Greenland sharks.
Well, that said, now that we're done oogling the fish,
Fish taxonomy.
there are a couple of creatures apart from just animals in the room. I think the first that really catches the eyes of Sev, Gale, and Rayleigh. In one of the corners, you see a gray humanoid figure, roughly resembling a nude mannequin standing about 6 feet tall off against the wall. Its hand outstretched from its head as if it were stuck motionless mid-wave.
Hello?
Is it humanish?
Yeah,
Roll
Yeah.
for initiative.
Yeah.
it looks it looks just like a nude mannequin. It has like it has eyes, but like a blank face. It's just made entirely out of like kind of blubbery, oozy gray skin. And it's just
Oh, it's
Motionless.
A doppelganger.
mid-wave.
Doppelganger?
And-
There is a plaque right beneath it. All of these have plaques if you so wish to read more about them.
You said the fish didn't.
All the creatures, the things that I mentioned first don't have any more to do with them. The things we're coming into now, these all have plaques.
Like how we just want to know about the fish.
Yeah.
I know, the thing I didn't plan for.
It's the most interesting thing here.
Ouch.
Listen, Seth has been fishing all her life. Like, this is like her special interest is fish.
There'll be another fishing museum somewhere else. Don't worry.
Oh, there better be. I'm counting on it. You had better have an entire fish taxonomy and evolution. And, you know, like in the Milwaukee Public Museum, how there's that one exhibit where, like, you walk down a ramp and it gets darker and darker and you see, like, the diorama of, like, the levels of the ocean. I want that in this damn game, babe. I'm taking you to the Milwaukee Public Museum. We're going to that exhibit, and you are going to recreate it.
Joke's on
Start
you.
D&D
Because, like,
There's,
midway
going to a
through.
museum sounds like a good time. So.
or it could be like
I-
SeaWorld.
I
And
actually really miss the Milwaukee Public Museum. I used to go there all the time when I was younger, and I haven't been in years. So
Well,
yeah,
I'm
we should
sorry I
go.
don't have the Milwaukee Public Museum for you all, but I do have the Grimsth's Gallery of Exploration. Going back, are we reading more about the doppelganger, or do you want to take a look at the other
no,
creatures?
let's do Doppelganger.
Yeah, let's do Doppelganger. As fun as it would be to ignore it.
And it seems like one of the more relevant things that
Yeah.
we should take note of, given
I
that we
mean-
ran into one.
Yeah. Although Seb's eyes keep darting back to the fish, like trying to see if there's any hidden information.
So, Lightning, as you're the last to enter the room, you see them all huddle around the fish, and you start to approach, and then you see all three of them just like look around, and their eyes catch this gray humanoid, this like nude humanoid figure off in one of the corners, and they all begin to huddle around it. Is there anything you're doing? All right. So
Sawing at the fish.
So the three of you can take a look at the plaque, and it reads, "Such creatures called doppelgangers were seen throughout the old ages. They were known to take on the guise of any they absorbed and would assimilate into society. Some believe doppelgangers still walk among us today, waiting for their chance to plunge the world into chaos once again. ...
I think we should
Well-
tell Dresmorland about this one.
Does he not already know? I mean, he had the mirror. I would assume there's been some sort of communication.
I don't think we told him out of game, and this could have been a coincidence.
Yeah. Well, I suppose
I
it's
would
worth
just like to,
mentioning,
because it's been a while, I would
Yeah.
like to remind y'all that you did not give the mirror, or the pieces of the mirror, to Dresmorland.
We
No,
gave
we
them to
didn't.
Xenophar, but he said he was going to talk to somebody from Grimsith about it.
He was going to try and talk with folks to see if he could get it repaired, but made no response to whether he would send it to an exhibit or anything.
Either way,
Well, we can certainly mention both.
Sure.
I accidentally wrote part of it in cap, so it just says in cap, doppelgangers take the form of that which they absorb in cap. It was very threatening to read.
well, I guess it's a good thing we killed the one that was threatening us.
Yeah.
Imagine a doppelganger running around as Sev.
I would certainly.
I'm
hope
writing that
that
down. Future quest ideas. Okay.
Oh, shut up, babe. I don't know why it would choose me to go after.
Well, it could be any of us.
Let's not start that.
And
Maybe
lightning.
Rayleigh's a doppelganger right now. I kind
Lightning-
of jokingly point at him.
Lightning like
Roll
approaches
for
the group.
initiative.
Lightning like
In
approaches
this
you guys
tiny room.
and is just like super confused and starts asking questions like, well, what's so special about this naked guy?
We encountered one of his kind, we think.
Yes.
A naked person? I'm sure you'll find that in Baker's Bay.
No, he
Jesus,
wasn't
is this
naked at
Fire
the
Island?
He wasn't naked at the time. He was dressed as
Clothed,
a person.
dressed as a person with a very fancy hat, kidnapping children for some reason.
And he stored them all in a mirror, much like the other one we saw in the other room.
Like to each his own, I guess.
Let's not. So, it's interesting that we saw that here.
What else is here?
Well, right beside the doorway, you see A polished, shiny cabbage green glob erected atop a stone pedestal. There appears to be a thin membrane encasing the green innards, preventing them from spilling out. The plaque below the creature reads, Forest Slime.
This is
Yeah.
the most important one.
And is this basically the mascot of the guild?
Yeah, like this appears to be much more realistic than drawn. You can see like the membrane itself, like it looks super realistic. Putting your hand on it, like it is smooth and cold to the touch, but it looks like it'd be goopy. It looks like it'd be sticky. It looks like it was real.
Sev is going to like be really grossed out and like searching through like some like oh, you know what, Sev just remembered she has shape water. Is there any water around? Does anyone have water I could just borrow for a minute? My hands
To clarify, it did not leave any residue. It looks like it would, but it's completely smooth and cold to the touch.
okay.
Also, are these harmless mostly, or are they like this world's Moogle?
They are an annoyance.
Okay.
They are a low-level
They're more like
annoyance.
I'm dying, but how dare you?
They're like akin to like rats. You might get like
I hope
a
a Moogle eats you in your sleep.
there might be like a pack that rolls up and starts to like ravage through crops. There might be some that just congregate in sewers.
Like crop-eating slugs.
Yeah, essentially. But taking a look.
Then I kind of wonder to myself, why would the guild choose that as their symbol?
Reading through the plaque, you see that slimes have been a constant annoyance over the course of time. Ever present, ever vigilant, the faithful slime follows wherever civilization goes, feeding on the waste industrialization has provided. Albeit a constant annoyance, these cute monsters don't often constitute a real threat. In fact, they're sometimes kept as pets due to their help disposing waste, and their larger brethren, the Great Gelatinous Cube, is often used by cities to assist in sewage and large-scale waste disposal.
I guess maybe that describes the guild function.
Yeah.
They're filter feeders.
No, more like we
Essentially.
take out the trash.
Well, I mean, no, it is closer to filter feeding though, because they are consuming. Although we are not, which is why it's a bit concerning that we are the metaphor. To be. Anyway.
You get it done.
Moving on. What's the next
Moving on.
gross thing in this room?
Moving on. As you take a quick look around you in the other corner, opposite from the doppelganger, your eyes are drawn to a large, towering, green-skinned figure.
Is it a dragonborn?
Is it a dragon?
Spin around, you see a hulking, towering, green-skinned figure set in the corner. Skin itself looking rather rubbery and glossy. It's too tall for the room. You can see its back has been slightly arched, causing its head to scrape the ceiling, looking down at whoever is staring at it with cold, lifeless eyes. And a plaque right below it reads, Forest Troll.
Oh, great. Well,
Oh, I kind of thought the forest trolls were a little chunkier than that.
No, this one's like had the same kind of like visage, same kind of like width and dimensions of what you'd seen earlier.
I guess I kind of pointed out to Lightning and say, if you ever encounter one of these, lots of fire.
burn it.
Lots of fire.
Burn it with as much fire as you can get.
I just kind of like sit there, put my hands together, and like evilly touch my paws together and be like, ooh.
But don't do that here. This one seems to be not alive and not needing of burning. That would be quite rude. But yes.
A wizard casts animate object roll initiative.
Okay.
See that the plaque reads, fearsome green-skinned giants. Trolls eat anything they can snatch and devour. Trolls enter this world with abhorrent appetites, never fully satisfied unless they've entered a deep slumber. Trolls on their own are not very bright, nor able to hold society of their own, so they are often utilized by other races, such as orcs or goblins, to act as enforcers and protectors. Not only known for their hunger and appetite, trolls are incredibly hardy, able to constantly regenerate from scratches and lost limbs. Some even say these limbs can act with a unique mind of their own. Currently, the only way known to ward off these capabilities is to hit them with fire or acid.
Acid. Interesting.
Yeah.
Me and lightning should be good with the acid. That's for
Yeah.
sure.
So next up, taking a look through the room, you see a couple creatures that are more lizard-like, more reptilian in nature. You see a creature that seems to be roughly about the size of like a larger turkey or goose, like a large, like elongated neck. You see what appears to be like a potted tree that has a couple of branches sticking out towards you that has
dear.
a small creature atop, like perched atop one of the branches. And then you see what appears to be like a reconstruction, kind of like half skinned, half bone, feeding back down into skin of what appears to be a small two-winged dragon. What would y'all like to look at first?
The tree thing.
Yeah, we'll go with the tree thing.
Okay. So you see a small potted tree placed near the two-winged creature. Clinging to one of the tree's outstretched branches is a small, vividly colored dragon with collapsed butterfly-esque wings perched motionless. Its scales shimmer a valiant crimson red. Creature looks to be small enough to fit comfortably in your arms, kind of like the rough size of a cat. A plaque is hung along the wall that reads Fairy Dragon.
Ah. Okay.
Interesting.
Oh god. Out of game, my ranger character had quite the experience with the fairy dragon. Oh my god.
Ooh.
It is way too long of a story for me to even bother telling, but babe, it was the centaur chase. You remember where
Yep, I remember.
the fairy
Perhaps we may meet our own fairy dragons. We shall see.
Oh boy. The question is it going to be friendly to us?
That is a question.
We were very lucky that it was friendly to us in the other campaign, but
So,
boy.
Reading the plaque further, read that a small dragon hailing from the Feywild, it's found its way to traverse the plains and settled here. A mysterious creature by nature, seems these small dragons are innate tricksters, playing pranks on passerbys. While not an exact science, it seems that the color of the dragon's scales shift with its age, transitioning over time. Along with their love for tricks, fairy dragons are reported to have a fascination for baked goods and a bit of a sweet tooth.
Well, I guess if we ever encounter one, we'll have to make sure we have some cookies on us.
Yes, but we do want to be careful not to smell too much like attractive things, lest we attract things we do not want, but I suppose if we kept them in the bag of holding, it wouldn't be detectable.
I'm
But,
reminded of the pie that went bad after a few days.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I myself do have, some Fey ancestry of my own, of course. So, perhaps it might be more friendly towards me. We'll see.
I guess we'll have to have some baked goods around you, too.
I would not be opposed.
Anyway, next thing.
Sure. Would you like to take a look at the turkey goose-like creature?
Yes.
Or the two-winged
Yes.
beast?
Yeah.
Let's have a look at the goose thing.
Okay.
Honk honk.
So,
And,
I've been watching
also-
geese chase each other around outside this whole session.
So, about the size of a large goose, you see a bird-adjacent creature that resembles an oversized chicken before transforming into a horrid hybrid, featuring thin, membrane bat-like wings and a long, spiked lizard-like tail. Plaque sitting underneath the creature reads cockatrice.
Ah.
Interesting.
Reads,
You know, it would be much scarier if we had about 50 of those at our apartment instead of the 50 actual geese we have.
that would be very terrifying, yes.
Like, Dale can't even walk around outside when there's geese in the way.
Just let him pass. No need to. The plaque reads, a hideous hybrid of a chicken, bat, and lizard. The cockatrice is often volatile and vicious creature, squawking to a frenzy and throwing itself at any target it can peck at. While the peck itself can be dangerous, if striking at open flesh, it pales in comparison to the cockatrice's secret weapon, the ability to turn its victim to stone, spelling doom for any fool who dares to get too close.
Weakness.
What's up?
Does it have a weakness?
That is all that is on the text.
Okie dokie.
Well, I suppose we'll have to remember to keep our distance. Shall we ever be unfortunate enough to see
That is
one?
not something I can transform into. Probably not something I'd want to transform
Oh
into.
god. Yeah. I can't imagine the challenge rating for that is... Yeah.
It says half, but I think that's like player against.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Alright, well, the last object in the room. You can head off and see what appears to be a small reconstruction of bones and skins of a dragon-adjacent creature. The figure appears to be standing around 4 foot tall and stretched out to around 5 feet. Its mouth is wide open, as if ready to strike at any who come by. You can see tight-fitted scaly skin that has most certainly been stretched on after the fact, that form its upper body, where you see 2 wings spread out, bony hands at the very end. Tight skin ends roughly halfway down its body, leading back to bone, and you see 2 skeletal feet firmly planted on the ground, with sharp talons and bony legs connected to the torso. Underneath the creature on the stony stand is a plaque which reads, Wyvern, reconstruction in progress.
Terrible shrink wrapping. I mean, who is in the paleontology department here? They need a bit of work on this one.
So, the plaque reads, Wyverns are age-old descendants of dragons, split off at some point during their development. Instead of growing 4 full limbs, Wyverns' wings and 4 limbs combined, turning them into smaller, more agile aerial monsters. Lacking
So
a breath...
basically the dragons from Skyrim.
I mean, yes, they are wyverns.
Guess what? You want to know what else is a wyvern?
Oh no.
Wyvern.
the rooster.
Wyvern. It's a wyvern.
It
Yeah.
doesn't have
It's a
hands.
wyvern.
It doesn't have hands at the end of its
It's a
wings.
wyvern. It's
That's
got
a
4
that's
limbs and
that's-
2 wings.
that's a chicken.
It's a wyvern.
Okay, Diogenes, get out here.
It's a wyvern.
Behold, a wyvern. What are
You know
we,
what?
Greek?
You know what? You know what? Why don't
It's
you
a
go
wyvern.
go grab a chicken, go present it to the museum, and then we'll talk over how that's a wyvern.
You know,
Is
I've
the
encountered
definition of
wyverns,
a
and
wyvern?
I've survived.
The definition of a wyvern is a winged 2-legged dragon.
Okay, question.
Well, aliens
It's 2-legged and it has wings. It's a
aliens
wyvern.
very much did
But it's
evolve from
not
reptilians, so
a
it's not that far off in
dragon.
technicality.
All right, let's look up a dragon definition
Oh god.
because now we're gonna get into this.
You guys are worse than my Elder Scrolls group. They're always debating about the taxonomy of dragons.
Lacking a breath
So-
attack, like their dragon cousins. The wyverns of old had a poisonous stinger located at the tip of their tail, capable of felling even the largest of their prey. Stated that Cyndrus once had an entire fleet of wyvern riders, soldiers who rode atop ferocious wyverns, keeping the peace of Cyndrus and its neighboring regions. The need for such a great fleet has since died off, and now only the greatest captains are bestowed the honor of a wyvern mount at the capital. Go on.
It just says a dragon. A definition of a dragon just says a mythical creature, most like 9 out of 10 times.
Chickens ain't mythical. Chickens ain't mythical. We're calling a timeout here.
No, dragon. So a
wyvern
wyvern is a type of dragon, right? So two wings.
So
right?
time out. We're going through. We're going down. We are breaking this down all the way. Okay.
Yeah.
Dragon. Mythical
Okay.
creature. Wyvern has to be dragon. Dragon
No.
has to be mythical. Chicken.
No.
Not mythical.
But
When's the last time you saw a chicken in real life?
Chickens can
Like 4 days
exist in
ago.
this, therefore they can be considered
Not
mythical.
one that was cut up and served to you in a nugget form, Dale.
I watched a video.
Oh, you know what else you can watch videos on? Dragons roasted. Okay, it's a wyvern,
Then have you
whatever you
considered-
want to say it.
Okay, but how do you want to describe mythical creatures here? Like, just any creature that exists within a myth? Because I guarantee you, I can find a chicken that is
Exactly.
mythical. I'm
Therefore,
gonna go
it's a
find
wyvern.
it.
Are
Have
you
you
arguing
considered-
against me or for me? Because right now it sounds like you're arguing for me, and a
And-
chicken is a wyvern, and
Yes.
I rest my case.
I
Have you
concede. I
considered that
concede.
birds aren't real?
10 chicken myths that need to be busted. All chickens are girls. Okay, no, that's
Oh my
unrelated.
god.
Okay, here Wikipedia. In religion and mythology, there are numerous cultural references to chickens in myth, folklore,
Yeah.
and religion. There it is.
It's a wyvern.
Dale, this is what happens when you create a museum and more dump on us. We just devolve into this.
You brought me in here. I am a
Moving on.
taxonomy nerd.
It's a wyvern.
Moving on. We have 2 other
Well,
rooms to.
dragon
Black
is
hole
more
expands,
so
consumes
the
all of
genus
Grimseth, and everyone
for the
dies. The
thing.
end.
We have a couple of other places to head off to. We finished looking at everything here. We're discussing the terminology of wyverns, chickens, and dragons all together. Any onlookers just hear a ruckus coming out, and they're just looking around like, okay. Shh, and keep moving on down. What else do we have in Exhibit Hall 2? We have Heroes of History. And then we have Tomes of Old and the Trickle Star Tower.
Ooh, tomes. Tomes are nice.
So directly to the east is a sign reading Heroes of History. And then through the doorway for the room up to the north is Tomes of Old.
I want to look at some tomes.
Okay. Everyone else?
Books.
I'm okay with books.
Okay.
Books.
We can all head off to
Let's
our
get some books.
books. Aurelia's outside for some reason.
I am outside for some reason. It's dark.
There we go.
So,
everyone's
given that there
situated.
are books littered everywhere, this is more like an acceptable library to pull from.
Yeah, so as you walk in, you see that a sign hangs above a reinforced door reading Tomes of Old. The room appears to be a small library, housing shelves of faded tomes. A few pillowed chairs are spread throughout besides end tables with books left half open. Half-lit candles rest on the end tables, offering a bit of light in the room. And you can see a couple of humans that are sat in the 2 couches to the left and to the right, just looking directly into their books, licking their fingers and like turning the next page occasionally.
Is everyone using a book, or are there some that are kind of in disarray?
There's still like plenty lining the walls and the shelves.
Okay, just because if it's messy and no one's using the books, I'm probably just going to compulsively tidy up and see if there's a filing system.
Oh.
Sev is just kind of floating around, like, just trying to take in as much book as she can.
Okay. Everything seems in adequate order, Gale. No need to like overextend and want like try to pick out, if that helps.
Okay.
All right. So is there anything that you're looking for over in the library?
Any interesting titles, a catalog of topics, anything we should look find interesting as players that maybe we should roll for?
A book on homunculus or something? Or no, wait, doppelgangers.
You do see that there
book
is
on
a.
wyverns, chickens, and cockatrices.
I was just gonna say there is a book that just so happens to break down the cultural and technical differences between wyverns, chickens, and dragons all together. Amazingly. But there seems like there's a between two bookshelves that form the center overlaid on top of a carpet. There does appear to be like a podium with a book resting atop it. And as you take a look through it, you see that it kind of like addresses different topics and where they would be found in this room. Namely, it has a lot to do with history, like the history of various different regions, different cities, the history of Grimsooth, famous poets and authors, and other like fictional works coming out of Grimsooth. One entry, one like topic, I would say does pique your interest as you read about sicknesses and diseases.
I will clutch the tome and voraciously scan the table of contents and index for the plague of calcification, I think is the working name we gave the disease, or anything that might have anything to do with that topic.
Sure.
Or symptoms. And I'm just gonna like zone in and completely ignore everything around me.
Sure. So you're just like trying to zone and trying to like pick
Tunnel
up.
vision, like unless someone like smacks me in the head, I probably won't notice.
Sure. So
I'm assuming this is a book I haven't seen before and might be like interesting.
could be. This is like relating to like where the topic would be in the library, not like a specific book. We could definitely like try to look
Okay.
for where, like where that collection would be and try to like rummage through them to see what you could find for sure.
I
Okay.
want to look and see if there's anything about vampires.
Okay. Anything else
Yeah.
y'all are looking for? Like, do you want to rummage?
I was wondering about doppelgangers, if there was anything about them here.
Gotcha. Okay.
Lightning is looking for chickens, wyverns, and dragons.
Yeah.
You.
No, actually, Lightning is looking for the most like shiny looking tome that has like gold embellishments and like a tassel.
Okay.
That also happens to be about wyverns.
Exactly.
Okay, so we have Gale, sicknesses and diseases. We have Sev looking for vampire, and we have Rayleigh looking for doppelganger.
Yeah. And we have Lightning reading to judge a book by its cover.
Yes.
Okay, so you are instantly drawn to the shiniest thing in the room, Lightning.
Mhm.
And you see that like this is a like well decorated scroll. It's been there's like no give, there's no like tension. Like this has been used, open, scroll back, open, roll back a lot. And you can see that this is titled The Legend of Alfred Adelson. Reads, legends tell of knights who go from rags to riches during times of war. Tales tell of lowly knights serving their country during foreign platoons. Most often go missing or are driven mad by the terrors of war. Most end up being young boys, never to see their mothers again. The life of a soldier in war is rife with struggle, strife, and regret. But this was not the case for Alfred Adelson. Alfred's captain had been overrun and swarmed by orcs and goblins. Feral tieflings took to the sky and began circling the group. Alfred, seeing his captain struck in the head from a stray blast of purple energy from the sky, quickly leapt to his side. The captain's last words to him were, "Listen close, my child. I have failed. Don't let them win." Reinvigorated by the captain's last words, Alfred grabbed his captain's armament and swung it around, harnessing the power of the tempests and the surrounding storm, striking his enemies down with a thunderous smite of the halberd. A vow of vengeance looms on his tongue, And Alfred proved his worth as a lowly knight that day. A story that rings true through the ages that status does not dictate your potential.
This is just fucking FF7.
I can definitely say I did not have I did have something in mind when writing this. FF7 was not it, though.
Treasure Planet.
No. It was actually Elden Ring.
Oh.
Of course.
So I'll go ahead and give you
I didn't get very far in that, so.
Sev. You're rummaging through, you're trying to find anything having to do with like the supernatural. You're kind of like grouping up close with Rayleigh, kind of in the same general area. You find a book on vampires titled A Study of Vampires and Their Undead Ilk. You don't really discover any new information that isn't like common knowledge, however. Talks about how vampires mostly prefer to be out at night. Some are psychic vampires able to siphon the mental anguish and energy from their foes. Others prefer the actual physical bite, draining the blood and life essence of their victims. Learning that they can create thralls to go ahead and do their bidding, and that creatures such as Dampier exist, an often malign abomination of a crossbreed between human and vampire.
They also have a mysterious propensity to get murdered by squirrels.
Their one weakness is the squirrel.
Murder squirrel.
They run in fear when they hear the chitter of a squirrel nearby.
All right, and Gale, you find a tome, a volume. One of the chapters is labeled "The Curse of Ysmir Tolf."
Okay.
And I will leave that up to you, whether you want to read that out or not, how much you want to divulge. If you don't care, that's fine too.
Can I have a journal entry on that?
It should be there
or
for
will-
you now.
Okay.
So while you all are busy looking over the room, you see Gale just kind of like look through the shelves. He comes to the right topic, looking through books, shuffling them over. There's like a little bit of a spot where like a book had been taken out. Just flips right over. Or if I passed it, produces like a hefty like red covered book, and just begins to sit down like the nearest chair and flip through it, kind of like muttering to himself and like just looking through any of the entries that are in there. Anything else that y'all are doing?
I wanted to know if there was a book on doppelgangers or that.
Doppelgangers, yes. As you're taking a look in the same area as Sev, nothing really sticks out. Either there isn't a whole lot of information known about doppelgangers, or any sort of like written history is gone, has not been able to be refound.
Okay, that's about as expected. So, thanks.
I don't see it.
Don't? Should
Okay,
be,
I see Cyndrus lore, books, letters and documents, museum.
it should be under
quests.
museum, in the Tomes of Old section. It's divided by the different rooms.
Oh, okay. Okay. I will quickly read that to myself.
Alright, and let me give y'all permission for all the other stuff that we've found so far. Man, being able to give you like all the dialogue so you can just like take a look at it is really nice. Okay. So in the meantime, we do have one room left on this floor, and then we have the Trickle Star Tower. Do we want to head off to one of the two?
I frantically scribble notes on this and look. Is there any indication as to who staffs the library?
Knowing that Agita was like the archivist and like keeper of all the papers and the documents and everything, she would probably be the go-to person, you think?
Okay, I'll make note of that.
Mm-hmm.
How do I make an entry?
Yeah,
should
my,
be-
my journal entries are glitching out on me too.
There should be up at the very top of the journal tab, create journal entry.
Yeah, it was working at first, but now when I click it, the screen goes blank, so I figure I need to refresh the page or something.
It's very odd.
Okay, so...
If there's anything that you want to have noted specifically, though, feel free to give me a DM and I can pop it in for you.
Okay, I just want to make note to talk to Agita about this particular book.
I got you. All right. So you can get up from scribbling your notes. The others around this time finish up their book dealings as well. Not quite finding exactly everything they're looking for. How is Lightning looking? Is there like any disappointment from the buildup of how shiny and pretty the scroll was to what was on it?
No, she's perfectly content.
Okay. Fair enough.
She's just more or less just like, cool. Like,
Fantastic. All right, well, are we heading off to the Trickle Star Tower or to the Heroes of History?
Trickle Star Tower, I think.
Sure.
Okay. Appreciate the raid, Yuki. Enjoy your time here. So as you make your way, you can head all the way to the southernmost portion of the corridors. Notes. You walk down the stone corridor to the southernmost door. Above the entryway, you see a decorated black sign reading Trickle Star Tower. Paintings of moons and stars surrounding the text, and white specks of paint dot the background, reminiscent of the night sky. However, as you take a look, you see that the doorway is roped off with a red velvet rope. And as you peer inside, you see stones. You see like a stone stairway that begins to lead upwards towards darkness.
Let me in.
can I sneak in?
If you want to try.
Consequences.
I want to try.
Okay. You can easily duck under the rope.
I guess we're doing this.
What are you doing?
Is everyone going?
Wait, I hang on. I'm still trying to find where everyone is.
Where
Just
is
going,
the velvet rope?
just going straight south.
Straight
Yeah,
south.
it's just past where I am.
Ah,
I will not pass the velvet rope. I will
Okay.
stay here.
So
I'm going to
Gale,
find my bench and sit. Actually,
Fantastic.
you know what? I'll...
keep mulling over the
They're
book.
gonna go on their shenanigans. I'm probably just gonna read up on what I want to read up on.
Sure,
You
And
know
if
what?
there are any other books I can cross-reference on this, I will.
sure. Sounds good.
okay. So, I could keep watch out here. If you see anything of note under there, Rayleigh, I'll keep the mental link open and you can tell me if it's worth coming. Otherwise, I will let you know that you need to hide. Sound good?
I hadn't decided whether I was going or not.
Well, then perhaps you could keep watch and tell me if someone's coming.
Okay, sure.
Cool.
All right, so we have Gale, who's just chilling off in the library, reading some books, sitting beside one of the other humans that's in there. We have Lightning and Sev, who are bravely exploring the unknown into the darkness above. And we have Rayleigh, who's just kind of standing outside.
Yeah, I'm standing outside. I'm gonna cast minor illusion so I can hold a book about chickens and dragons.
And wyverns.
Yeah, wyverns. So I don't look suspicious.
Cool. Good. It's nice. Fantastic. All right, so Sev and Lightning, y'all can head up the stairs.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Now, if it gets down to it, I can become invisible to, get out. So, what's in here?
Sorry, I'm dying, but yeah.
Trying to get some notes. All right, so you see that the stone steps circle upwards towards a smaller, cramped room. Floor is wooden, has seen better days. I guess the floor is stone, I ended up with. Scratches trail
That's some
outward
funky-looking
from
wood.
some larger pieces of furniture. The room is pretty well lit by just like sunlight beaming down from like a piece of roof that has extended outwards, allowing a tube of a brass metal device just towering right up out of the sky. Or out towards the sky. In the center of the room is the same dome brass construct. You see the two brass tubes protrude from the body. One smaller, roughly about a foot long, a few centimeters wide, and tilt at roughly 45-degree angle. The other tube, the one just jutting straight up, is much larger, standing about 5 feet wide, and reaches just straight up towards the arch ceiling. The rest of the room kind of fills in around this device as if it had been designed around it. You see that there are dusty bookshelves filled with dustier books on the right wall. And on the opposite wall is a shelf that's found itself collecting all manner of gems and crystals.
Oh dear.
And there's a lingering scent of like earthy incense. As you can see, like wisps of smoke coming from from like an end table on the far wall. However, the incense seems to have been extinguished recently.
Is this a person in the corner?
It is not. You spy that there is like a full set of
Suit of armor.
just like kind of perched to the wall.
Okay.
Can I do any kind of like checks to see if I know like what this device is, since I've traveled from far away?
Sure. Give me just a straight int.
Int?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Am I dumb? Like initiative? What is that? Int?
No.
Intelligence.
So,
Intelligence. I am dumb. Where do I even? Hello?
If you hover
Oh,
over
it's
where the
this
modifier
one.
is, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
not
No.
bad.
Okay. So that is an int save.
That's a save.
Wait, which one am I supposed to click on?
So it's.
You're
I think we
supposed to
had
click-
this issue last time too.
Yeah.
It's
All the
not.
way at the top.
So where you see the 6 modifier numbers, you should be able to click on those.
Yeah. Oh, I am a dumbass. Hang on. Here we go.
We had them
Perfect.
before. Yeah,
Perfect.
there you go.
So with the 13, the exact same range, you realize that this appears to be something used to gaze out at the stars and heavenly bodies above. Realizing that one end of the tube is supposed to be something that you look into, and the other is what actually like magnifies the world around you.
Okay. Can I? Do I know how to use this? Like, can I stick my face in it? Like,
You can certainly take
Can I
a
look
look
through it?
into one of the tubes. Absolutely.
Get
Go
your eyes
ahead.
burned out.
Give me a perception.
Okay.
The natural 20.
It's 23 technically, but yeah.
As you take a look through one of the tubes, you're not sure what you see at first. You're trying to like kind of paw it, and it's a little fuzzy, and it's not working exactly the way that you're looking for. But you begin to like just squint down and focus and take a real good look. Make me a con save.
Oh yeah, you're gonna get your eyes burned because it's daytime.
On save?
Yeah.
Con
So
save.
this one. Oh no.
Oh dear. Oh dearie dear. Oop.
With an 8.
Oh no.
As
Wait,
you
how
begin,
much time has passed in the museum? We've been here a while. Hang on.
Yeah.
Hang on.
Been
We've
here-
been here a while.
say like roughly around 2 hours at this point. So it's around like 6 o'clock.
Evening.
Yeah.
So it's not super bright.
I mean, sunset's starting at like 7:30. It's still going down, looking right at the sun.
Yeah.
As you just focus your eye, close one eye, pause right on the tube, just trying to focus in. You give it a little like wiggle, try to see something. Vision changes from like the like this real creamy like texture of purple melding into pink, and then you're just struck with blasting orange. It's
Take
not
some
good.
radiant damage.
And you just like reel back and say you do not have. I need to give me a roll.
Lightning looked at the brightest thing in the room.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
This
So-
would probably knock Sev out though, so you're lucky you don't have sunlight sensitivity.
Yeah, that'd be a very bad call. Which eye were you using? Dominant eye, right eye, I assume.
Yeah, probably.
So as you reel back and you open your eye once again, it's gone kind of milky. It's kind of glazed over, and it's just it kind of hurts to like look around at things. Say like vision has been hampered in this eye for 3 hours while it's just like trying to recover. So you can still see. That's all fine. But your dark vision has been reduced in half.
Okay.
So, you don't look like that was a fun time there.
I'm just like clutching at my eye, just like, no, it was great. You should try it sometime.
As a being who, does not do well with the sun, I think I'll abstain.
Can't you fix my eye or something?
Has she taken any damage? Wait,
Yes.
I didn't take damage. Wait, no, you didn't say damage.
You have taken damage today, though.
Oh,
but she
yeah.
got
Well,
healed
I'm
earlier.
at 26 out of 28. If that's what you ask.
I deal better with the deadening of things than the reviving, so I don't know that that's my area of expertise. However, you could try this mask. I don't know. I'll hand over my mask that I would not be wearing indoors. I don't know if this might alleviate.
Is this like an eye patch?
No,
it's a
so
full
this is
face
a
mask.
yes, this is a like full face mask. It's like porcelain white. Do you remember what color you grabbed?
I would have grabbed the white one, yeah.
They're all whites. The difference was
Yeah.
that they had the different colored spirals.
Oh, I don't remember about the spiral.
Okay, so I think we had 2 blues, so we can go with one of the blues.
Okay.
So there's a central like spiral coming out of the mask, and there's like a little visor. And as you look through, it kind of like shades everything, kind of like sunglasses, where it just makes it a little bit darker, a little bit easier to see. And you feel a little
Oh,
bit
okay.
less strain on your eye, but coming in from like looking directly at the sun, it's gonna take some time getting back to normal.
Got it.
I suppose you can wear this for the rest of the time we're in here, but I will be back if we are to go outside before the sun sets. I very much do not do well in such environments.
Yeah, you got it.
All right, well,
I
after
guess-
this wonderful adventure, what else y'all looking to do up here?
Yeah,
There were shiny things.
Before she touches the shiny things, I want to like investigate them and maybe see if there's anything arcane in nature, such similar to my 2 focuses.
Okay. So, yeah, off to the left, I see that there's a shelf that's just full of gems and crystals, and like there's a bowl, like several wooden bowls that just all have like various different, like smooth, pretty rocks or other similar objects placed inside. They gleam and glint in the sunlight, but they don't appear to be magical or used for any sort of arcane reason or
Usage.
purpose.
Okay. Now, I know that you are probably quite tempted to take one of these. And don't get me wrong, I, under normal circumstances, would bear no ill will if you were to help yourself, and I might join. But we have worked quite hard to establish a relationship with the curator of this museum, and if he were to connect any thievery back to us, it would not bode well.
Lightning just like defeated because of what happened with the telescope. It's just kind of like, yeah, like that's sure, yeah, like tail between her legs, you know.
Is this a chest in the corner of the room here?
Yes, it is.
Is it locked?
As you walk over it, do you want to try to lift it?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Wait, no.
I'm only asking to clarify.
I'm not sure actually.
Oh,
You
really?
want me to pick it?
No.
I can open it.
Could you try to do some magic? I unfortunately do not have the magic hand that you and Rayleigh seem to use.
Yeah. What do you want me to do to the box?
Try opening it with your magic hand.
Sure. Let's do that.
Sure. So you want to send out your mage hand, try to finagle it over towards the chest?
I sure do.
You try to
We're
go
gonna
ahead,
stand at it.
wave it
should
over,
just-
send it on through, and you find that the chest is locked. As you try to like detach and like open up the lid, you hear the little like jingle of the lock close, not going anywhere.
I can pick it.
I suppose, but are you able to have the magic hand do that? And I'm still
I think that's a question for Dale, because I don't know.
I'm pretty sure arcane tricksters can pick locks with their mage hand. I would have to double check.
Yeah, it should be
what would-
in one of the features for you.
Yes.
Just do a
Oh
check.
yeah, it says when you cast Mage Hand, you can make the spectral hand invisible, slow, or retrieve objects, or use thieves' tools to pick locks and disarm traps at range. You can disguise this with a sleight of hand check, and you can use the bonus action granted by your cutting action to control the hand.
Yep.
So you absolutely can.
Ah. So yeah, let's do that. I want to
Okay.
do that.
So you can like toss off your thieves' tools. The mage hand can go ahead and just set it down, begin to pick through the tools it's gonna need. Give me your lock picking check.
What do I use for that again? I use
Stealth.
Stealth.
Style, yeah. Sure do. It's an 18.
Okay.
With an 18. As the mage hand begins to try and get its way in, you can like take a look around, or you can walk up and like get a better view of what's going on. Try just direct it and motion your hands. Hear a little creak and a crack and a crick. Right here. Crack. You're not able to get it open. You see that like the very like last far end of the pick kind of like chipped off in a spot. Still usable, but not quite the angle you needed.
Well, I'm probably not going to be as good with it as you would be, and I cannot do it from a distance. Well, it's to remain a mystery. I guess what else is around? Just books, like.
Yeah, you see books. You see the table has like a couple cups of tea on like sauce plates.
Yeah, but what's the temperature of the tea? Like, or the cups, I guess. I don't
Yeah,
wanna
like
stick
as
my
you
finger
like
in.
reach for one of the cups, lukewarm. It was warm maybe half an hour ago, 45 minutes ago. Just been kind of like left to sit.
Okay. Well, whoever was in here last has been gone for a bit. What are the books? What kind of books are there?
You see a lot of books kind of just strewn about haphazardly, mostly relating to do with the stars and the sky and heavenly
Astronomy.
bodies and yeah.
At this point, like, he's just kind of like mad that her
There's
eye
nothing,
hurts
yeah.
and she can't unlock the stupid chest.
Yeah.
And Sam doesn't want me to steal the jewels. There's nothing I can do here. I have any fun. This place is boring.
All right. Is this like an open journal here?
Yes, but it is not currently present.
What?
It should
He
not.
means he doesn't.
It should not be there at the moment.
Well then why is it?
Because
Because I did not intend y'all to come here yet.
Okay. Good to know.
we're skipping ahead in the story. That's why.
I mean, it is what it is.
Let's put these bottles over here, and this looks like a skull.
They seem to be decorative, ornamental. No particular use. But I think the skull's a bit odd. But it seems to be in like the shape of like a well-preserved human's head.
Love it.
Well, this room is a bit odd, and I do could do more investigating, but I don't think there's any fruits this room has to bear at time being.
Lightning just like shakes her head in agreement and like slinks back down the stairs.
Yes, we best get going before we're found. Whoever made this will be back for it eventually.
All right, and with that, you can make your way back down the stairs.
Why can't I?
You might-
Because
While they're
I'm
all
You
hitting
might-
a wall.
You might need to move
Doing
forward
that.
first and then back.
Me?
While they're
Mhm. Just go on to the next stair tile.
Oh, haha.
While they were all doing that, could I have looked for interesting alchemy books or any books that cross-reference the thing I was looking at?
Yes, you won't find anything specific that talks about the first book. Go ahead, give me an investigation for the alchemy, though. So Rayleigh, you see bumbling down the stone steps and like echoing back out into the corridor, Lightning, who's a bit disappointed and kind of grown agitated, like holding like their paw to their eye.
In the mask, wearing Seb's
Yeah,
dress.
wearing Seb's mask. You see Seb like slowly walking down the stairs right behind him. All three of you can meet back together in the corridor. Nothing happened. A couple folks walked by. Nothing really of any interest or worry.
Right.
Gale, with you in the library, trying to take a look around. You find mention of like one specific ingredient that could be used, but there isn't any mention of what it could be used for.
Okay, I'll put the book back.
Sure. I'll make a note of what the ingredient is for you, so we can follow up on that later.
Oh, I just remembered. This is very unrelated, but Fog would have sent Lightning back with the didn't we talk about having Lightning come back with the two holy water-esque things to...
Yeah, I still have, I think I still have a healing potion and two
Yeah.
vials of holy water, don't I?
Yeah.
So I'm just remembering that she has that. Cause,
Yeah.
yeah.
All right. Are y'all looking to head on to the next room? Do y'all want to leave? What's the next goal?
Next room is fine, I guess.
Yeah, I think I'm good to move on.
Okay. So we can make our way off. Oops, let me go ahead and group y'all back together. So we'll be making our way over to the Heroes of History. There we go.
Guess I kind of get a look at Lightning and ask, what happened to you?
I don't want to talk about it.
Sev is gonna send a message to his brain. She took a look through a spyglass type thing. Got an eye full of the sun, I presume.
Show me your eye.
Said I don't want to talk about it.
Do it yourself.
I've helped all I can.
Yes, you certainly did. Yes, I am saying that out loud.
Lightning just looks over at Gale and just like snarls at him.
So you see that a sign is hung over this entryway reading Heroes of History. And entering inside, you see the room is filled with statues of what you infer to be important figures of history. Statues are carved of different materials. Some are stone or granite, others are marble or ivory. A plaque is set beside each of the statues in the room. Some of the statues refer to local political figures or early town hands, though a few names and faces do stick out to you. You see they have much lengthier entries. Any particular order? Just want to go down the line?
Just
The big one in the center
Around
of
the
the room.
room, around the room, around the room.
Also, I mean, out of game, if you're considered blinded, I can cure it with lesser restoration.
I don't think I'm considered blinded.
Not blinded.
No.
Nope. Just
Okay.
half dark vision.
I'm just low
I
key
can make someone
incapacitated.
blind. Well, technically, wait, no. Fog can make someone blind. Sev could learn to make someone blind.
Again, Lightning was blinded by looking at the most sparkly thing in the room.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Because the only thing shinier than shiny is the sun.
I mean, that's a thought. So as you take a look towards the central statue, you see that it references Captain Alfred Adelson,
Oh,
and
that
gives
guy.
a very short synopsis of what the scroll from earlier had talked about.
Nice.
Goes about how he was a lowly knight serving in a platoon. His captain was mortally wounded, and he picked up his captain's blade and began to summon the tempest around him, saving he and 5 of his companions. So, taking a look around the room, we can just go clockwise, make it nice and easy.
Yeah.
You see the figure directly to the right of Adelson. The plaque reads Priestess Filova Nason. A model of perfection, Filova found her calling in the capital. Head of the Scarlet Scribes, her chief concern was recovering artifacts and knowledge, preserving documents and records for the next generation. An exemplary member of the church, her accolades are only overshadowed by the fact that she was an elf. It speaks
I'm
volumes.
sorry, this is who? Did you. What was the name?
Priestess Filova Nason.
This was my tutor, wasn't it?
No. An exemplary member of the church, her accolades are only overshadowed by the fact that she was an elf. It speaks volumes to how much she contributed to this world that the church found it necessary to honor her work. And there's birth date, death date, and this is from roughly 400 years, 470 something. We're currently in 1500.
Gotcha.
Round in the corner, we've got Earl Lucian Bila. Plaque reads, a new figure to the collection and a politician through and through. Earl Bila prided himself on the progressive changes he was able to introduce to Cyndrus. A large advocate to lessen the human domination of Cyndrus, even going so far to say, if change is not enforced, we are regressing back to the dark. And this is probably one of the newest members that you'd find in here. Birth date's roughly from 60 years prior. Death date was about 30 years ago.
Huh. Well, that's...
He was only 30?
Roughly around 30, yeah. Final age was around 32.
What, so it's just Jesus?
That's a way to look at it, I guess.
Low-key random off topic, but I know you guys are cat people. My kitten is literally curled up on my chest right now and just letting me rock him like a baby.
Oh,
Because he's not feeling super good, so he's just like,
He's not feline super good.
no.
oh, poor baby.
Feline super.
I heard you.
I got it.
heard
It
you.
was great.
Babe, do I have to come in there and hurt you? Do I have to
Next
come throw
next
Cora
figure,
at you?
we
She's
have
being very cute right now.
Brighton Filson. Brighton was lauded as one of the greatest magicians of his time. Able to reach into another plane, Brighton would often produce some small animals from people's hats. He was also reportedly able to remove his own body parts and reattach them at will, usually displaying this
Very
terrifying power by removing his thumb before placing it back together. We've come a long way since then, developing further and pulling from the weave of magic.
Interesting. Sounds like part of the tricks to me, but moving on.
Moving on, directly to the left of the statue of Adelson, we have the last figure that has like a large detailed plaque about them. And here we have Anathet Thistleblood. A natural-born adventurer, Anathet longed to see the world outside her desert home of Dunanor in the eastern borderlands. She soon got her chance when she stowed away on a caravan that had arrived to trade. Sneaking off without a second thought, she was finally free. Freedom would not last for long, as the caravan was quickly overrun by brigands. Several traders fell, and Anathet quickly grabbed for a fallen sword, striking back at the brigands before eventually felling their leader. The caravan accepted their savior into their ranks, and soon, Anathet found her calling to unite the nomadic tribes of the Wastes and successfully open trade routes with Cyndrus. As the birth and death date. Birth date roughly 160 years ago. Death date would be, what, 113 years ago? Lived a decently long life.
Huh. Interesting.
Yes.
All right. Well, that said, is there anything else you'd like to do? Any rooms you'd like to double back to?
No.
Unless there's more room to look at.
No, we have gone through all the wings available. We've gone through the halls 1 through 3. Roughly gone through everything that the museum had to offer for a good few hours. Probably approaching like the last, probably like the third hour now. Maybe like 15 or so minutes until the third hour.
What time is it, roughly?
In real life or in game?
So
Well, I guess both. I mean, we have about half an hour.
yeah,
ish.
roughly half an hour left. In game, roughly like 6:45, 7ish, starting to turn into.
Would that be enough
early
time
evening.
for some? Oh my God, shopping!
Yeah, when do the shops close?
Yeah, that's a question.
If you'd like, you're currently in the southernmost district. It would take you about an hour or so to, well, a little bit further now. It would take you roughly about an hour and a half or so to cross westward back up to the normal shopping district. You were told of the Whispering Cat Boutique in this district or in a neighboring district. If you wanted to, you could try to see if the building's still open.
Let's see if the Whispering Cat's open.
Sure.
Yeah, that sounds like a plan.
Sure. Fantastic.
Shopping!
Bye.
Okay.
Oh my God, shopping!
So all can excuse yourselves to make your way back out through the entryway. You can see that like the sunset is now starting to fully take effect and like gleaming through all the windows around. You just have the rays of the like dust floating in the kind of like amberish rays of light. See all the beautiful and majestic pinks and golds and purples all around.
Yeah.
Are you looking to just enter the district? Like just take like a
See
walk
if
down the block
shops-
and
I mean, find the shop at the very least, and if it's
Yeah.
open, see if they're willing to help us.
Yeah.
okay.
Sure.
And if not, I mean, we can make an appointment and come back tomorrow.
Oh, we gotta get we have to get Locke from doggy daycare first.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
Orca.
Sure, that sounds good.
Wait. Are the stores gonna let us have block?
Say that Locke is well trained enough to at the very least remain outside.
Wait outside. Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Kind of taking on a more dog-like appearance, or like personality even. So while perhaps looking a bit frightening at first, very amiable nature to not like really set folks terribly alarm when not in like direct contact.
He's just big, but like then they get a good look at him and they realize he's a soft boy.
Pretty much.
Yeah, Luck's a good boy.
Soft good boy.
So you all can make your way northwards, and you stumble through a few blocks. You can see that the city is beginning to wind down now. You don't hear all the like the clopping of carts.
Hustle and bustle.
Yeah, the hustle has gone to more of the nightlife and just calmed
It's
down.
now more bustle.
So you are able to make your way into what appears to be like the main shopping district, and you see that like there are like grand, like this is like a grand plaza, multi-store or multi-floor buildings to the left and right, forming the different blocks. You see just delicate, ornate architecture, some very nice awnings spread across the pavement. Eventually, once I can get it open, you do find yourself outside a red brick single-floor building that appears to be rather sturdy, and a sign sways in the wind that shows a symbol of a cat curled up playing with a ball of yarn. And text reads,
Aw.
"The Whispering Cat Boutique."
Does it look open?
And if not, are there hours of operation?
There are no hours listed. Looking through the window, it appears to be lit. You see a couple of like candles lit off to the side, to the left and to the right, and you see a couple of employees in like very nice, like dressed up, formal attire, walking around inside.
Let's go in.
I open the door.
Go in, yes.
Sure.
Yeah.
You all can make your way in, and
Predicting they're going to be super judgmental about what we're wearing. That will deal.
so as you open the door, a bell rings that welcomes you to a large room. The sound of shifting wood and spinning wheels fills the room as you see large looms spinning fabric on their own towards the back lofts over the tops of racks brimming with loose clothes set near the entry. A couple of other guests are currently rifling through the racks, assisted by employees of the establishment. You see they're looking a bit tired. The employees' eyes are just like drooping at this point. You see that hooks are placed on the left wall, where complete outfits of all sorts have been elegantly displayed. And emerging from hooks set along the right wall, you see spools of various textures and fabrics. Gosh darn near anything you can really think of that would feel soft and smooth, or shimmer and glimmer and glisten. And to your immediate right is a counter where you see a female tabaxi. Notice your entry. She stands up to greet you. Oh, yes, hi, hello. Welcome to the Whispering Cat Boutique. Are you here for something?
Yes.
So I want to kind of push past everyone and talk to her.
Shove.
Yeah, I like shove him to the side, and I tell her that we met Agita, and we were trying to find like fancy attire
You met with
for a
Akita?
gala.
What was your business with her? How's she doing? Off at the museum still?
Oh, absolutely. No, she's doing great. She just or I guess she's doing perfect, if you will. She sent us here because she said that you would be of assistance.
Well, if it's of clothing and attire, of course, you've come to the right place, darling.
Oh, she did
I think I
mention that
got
you can
kicked out
bill
of
her
Discord.
directly.
Fuck.
What?
What? Oh,
Well,
I'm.
Okay.
Hello, I'm doing tabaxi shit.
What were you saying? Sorry.
I was telling the receptionist that Agita said that you can bill the museum directly.
Ah. Yeah, you're gonna have to roll me
it's like,
deception for that one.
You said
no.
deception?
Yeah.
Okay. 21?
Okay. Furrows her brow. Are, are you new members of the museum? I can't seem to recall your faces before. Normally, when we have direct billings, there's an invoice of sorts. Do you have anything with you?
Oh no, it's not with us. We were just sent here via verbal contract, as most adventurers or procurers of shiny objects typically are.
Yes.
Dale kind of grits his teeth and really does not like this.
Well, verbal agreements may be as they are, but we do need paperwork here, signed and addressed to us from Agita.
All the same, we can sort it out with her and pay you first, and
Ye-
perhaps you could recommend something for Bagala. Dresmorland seems to not want us to, or rather, he wants us to look presentable as possible. And although he didn't quite state his tastes, said he didn't want us embarrassing him, and Agita recommended your shop.
yes, good point. Reimbursement is always an option.
Yes, well,
And then-
we could absolutely go through with some items to your liking today.
Lightning just looks over at Rayleigh and Gale and just like squints at him like, how dare you? I was trying over here.
Is there any particular styles that you're looking for or fond of? So we can have a
Shiny.
base.
Perhaps something in some earth tones, says
Okay.
the druid.
Okay, very, very modern. Going for more of the muted look.
Hope got kicked out.
So are we particularly looking for like cloaks and type things? Like what are we looking to get
We're
here?
looking for gala clothes.
Right.
Right, so it'd be like a full-on formal attire than just like a cloak to put on over something else.
Right, okay.
I want dark and shiny.
Okay. So we have Gale with the muted earthy tones. We have Lighting with the dark and shiny. And then, really, is there any particular color combination, feel, fabric, anything you're looking for?
I feel like dark or black would be fine too.
Dark or black. Okay. Now, I want y'all to think real hard. You can find near anything you can think of in the shop. What would your ideal attire look like? Like, how, when you
Got this.
describe it to her, like, what would you envision yourself, like, wanting to look?
See, this is kind of where we need to know the sort of style and history of the world. So, like, would it be weird to see, like, Enlightenment era poofy outfits? Or are we more medieval tunics and that kind of thing? Or would it be weird to see, like, a modern 20th century suit?
Yeah, clearly this is where you wear a suit and then you pull out your pistol, which I actually have.
Yeah?
So I would say this is probably very influenced by roughly like the mid 1600s onwards to mid 1800s, between there, give
Okay,
or
so
take a little.
Enlightenment, yeah. Or
What do I
Victorian even.
Yeah. Like, I personally would err on a lot of the Victorian stuff, but something along the lines of between like those roughly like 200, 250 years. Absolutely. Large frills, large poofy dresses, like sleek, nice kind of thinned out, tapered suits, long coattails, some sort of like frock, hat, whatever you want to go for.
Okay, sure. Then that's easy. I'll maybe try and go for like a 3-piece suit kind of deal. Maybe definitely like brown, green, maybe some auburn. Ties if they're a thing. And maybe some like gold jewelry.
Okay, so we're going with the gold jewelry. Okay,
Or like finery, like
sure. Just something to add to just the outfit itself.
yeah.
Got you.
I've changed my mind. I want to go with a burgundy color if that's an option.
Yeah.
If ties are a thing, with a black tie, then.
Okay, so kind of go.
They weren't like traditional ties. They were like, it looked like a ribbon, kind of.
So,
I feel like the color combination would be good.
So I know Sev does have like a few spare like outfits. One of them would have been on the finer side that she would have stolen. What exactly would that be?
Would they be like high ritual ceremonial robes or
Pretty
like
much.
Okay.
It would be
So,
like very.
kind of out of place.
It would be as
So
if like
not
you're
gala
attending
appropriate.
a like formal event for the church or participating in like communion or something, like something formal
Gotcha.
for religion.
All right. Well, find me something purple.
All right. So for Rayleigh,
Probably like a
we're looking for same kind of thing, like a 3-piece suit. Like, was there any particular style you had in mind? Any sort of like additional accessories or anything?
They gotta have coattails.
You know what? Sure. Coattails are fine.
All right, so we can get just the burgundy outfit with coattails, with the black tie. Well, it's more like a.
Ascot, almost.
That's what I was looking for. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, and Sev, you're looking for something purple.
yeah, sort of like a what would be a cocktail dress similarly, I guess.
any of these Pinterests would do.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to explain that one to me because that is a very far-reaching term.
Oh, we just sent you a link.
Actually, I think the one on the coat rack is probably the best. Only with maybe green dress shirt.
I guess
Maybe a
maybe
scarf
closer to
or
like a
something.
ball gown type of deal.
Okay. Do you want it like very poofy? Do you want frill underneath? What's
No, more sleek.
sleek? Okay, so a little bit. So it's still got like a rounded figure, but tied down, so it's not
Yeah.
just like out like the. When I think of that, I think of like French dresses, like older French dresses
No, definitely not French.
with like the I forgot what they were called, with the actual like cages around.
Yeah. Like hoop skirts and
Yeah.
petticoats and all that.
Okay, can get that.
Oh, I found one that's purple.
Sure.
This is an actual real life dress. I do not need to buy it, but sure.
Fantastic. So we can go ahead and get that down. So no frill, no nothing special. You want anything to go with it?
Frills on it, but like this idea, but without like the frills, like sleeker.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, Rakataka.
All right. And you let
Maybe
me.
some like white gloves, like elegant, like white gloves.
What's up? What am I doing? Oh, I linked it in Discord. Something similar to that because you said 18. You said 1600s to 1800s.
Okay.
So it's pretty. That's pretty formal.
Sure.
But obviously glittery fabrics.
Glittery. Okay. Are we still looking
And I'm
at?
thinking,
Are we looking at black?
yeah, I want black, but I want it like dark, like glittery black, like glitter, like sewn in, you know.
Okay.
And then some sort of like a bag so I can keep all my shenanigans on me.
Okay.
I think that's important. I don't know what they would have for that.
As you mentioned the bag for needing just keeping like items on you for the night, not wanting to lose anything. The tabaxi will kind of like take you over and like remind you. Yes, well, typically at formal affairs, you don't, well, just make sure that all items are checked in properly. I'd hate to see you be disruptive at the events. It seems you and your companions don't often go out.
Would a
I
walking
have not
staff
been in quite a
be
while.
particularly out of place at an event like this?
What's up?
It's been quite a while, but I have been about in the finest societies.
Walking staff be out of place in an event like this? I'm thinking of either using my stick in case we have impromptu combat. I'm not saying this out loud, or my
I got you.
Sylvan staff.
If it was dressed up to be like ornamental, wouldn't be like a second thought. If it seems a bit more used for whacking than walking, there'd be second thoughts. There'd probably be some issue drawn.
Let me look at the appearance of the Sylvan staff.
From what I remember, it was made to be like a gnarled piece of wood that kind of like folded in on itself.
Yeah, that won't fly.
Parts of the like leaves sticking out from the head of the staff kind of going down the side.
It probably won't be ornamental enough. It'll be weird having plants growing out of it, so I can't use it.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's not a costume party.
I'll look at walking staffs here while we're here.
Okay. It's like a nice little like cane or something like a little bit longer than a cane, just to like have some nice
that
support.
I could potentially use as an improvised weapon and cast
Yep.
Shillelagh on.
Okay. Okay, sure. So we have lightning with the black dress, got the folded layers, kind of the whole like tied chest. Bag. Any specific color for the bag? Alright, moving on. We'll come back to that. Really, we got you at the
She's
burgundy.
not sure. Gray is pretty safe.
Sure.
There we go. I just sent one.
Oh, cool.
Sorry, I forgot I muted myself because I was coughing a lot.
No worries. So for really, we've got you with a burgundy outfit with coattails and a black tie. Or like the little like mascot. Yep. Seb, we got you with the purple dress, more of like the slimmer fitting cocktail dress, kind of like poofs out at the bottom, with white gloves.
Mm-hmm.
And then Gale's got the three-piece suit. Do the same thing, coattails extending downwards. Got you with the brown, green, auburn, little bits of gold jewelry.
It's the new color.
And then we can go with the decorated walking stick.
Want to know a fun fact? This purse is called a chatelaine.
Ooh
A
la
style
la.
of purse.
Okay, yeah, definitely familiar with that. I say,
And it looks like it could be a deadly weapon.
entirely not
Yeah.
sarcastically. I'm actually familiar with this. Okay, so that's all set. Now to calculate up everything. So she calls over Let's see that let's actually call over to some of the assistants, and it's starting to get light now. It's probably roughly like night has fully set. Only light here are like the candles coming from both sides of the wall. You see like one lone, like tiny little candle coming from up on the loft where the looms were.
Are they sizing us as we're describing this, or
Yeah, they're
okay.
like fitting you left and right, up and down, taking measurements all over, making sure everything is adjusted directly to how you would like.
Perfect.
So as we come to the costs, they are going to explain that it depends on how loose or how fitted you would like the designs to be, are just run-of-the-mill, off-the-shelf items begin to run for roughly 15 gold. The fitted items begin to run for 20 gold. But if you're looking to spend and impress, for all of our fitted items, the top shelf accessories we have on the items for the buttons, any sort of decoration, cufflinks, would run you about 30 gold, in addition to the accessories.
Let me have a look at how much gold I have.
Yeah, I've only got like 80
So if I have
something.
just like dress, purse, and like just a basic shiny ass necklace, what am I looking at?
If you're looking to get by on a budget, with the necklace, with the bag, probably looking around.
I'm going top shelf. I have enough gold.
25 gold, I say.
I'll take it.
Yeah, I'll do the top shelf, whatever, too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so Lightning's the only one going for a budget. Cool.
Hey man, I'm stingy. I worked hard for this.
No,
Also,
respected.
she didn't just have like a huge payoff mission
Okay,
like we
yeah.
did.
True.
Yeah, also, I mean, I'm on one hand, considering I know mending, I'm thinking about like DIYing a bit, but I also have only had mending for a bit.
So, point to note that mending only fixes things that have broken. It does not construct new things.
I know, but I can break them and then repair it.
To their
Again, I can
original
cut.
form. Yes. Yeah, that is true. It's just it's not going to be used to like help make new things by
It's not
Yeah.
gonna
Yeah,
like make it.
No, I
Oh.
mean, I'm thinking more like tailoring. But, alright, yeah, no, I want something nicer.
All right.
How
So
much is mine? Probably like 35, maybe.
so there are a couple more options as well. She begins to like
Jesus.
lick her lips and gives you a nice little smile, and her eyes begin to just glow up. We do also have the option to cause the fabrics to shift in color, should you choose. In addition, we could arrange for there to be a lingering scent, if there's a scent that pleases you, and just to have a certain aroma about you. Alternatively, we could also enchant the items so that there are never any stains, nor should they grow dirty.
That last thing might be appealing. How much would that run us?
Yes, for the gleaming items, it would be the cost of the items and 100 gold on top.
Ooh.
Yeah, I don't have that much.
However, give that a few events, and you'll save yourself in the cost of having to clean and repair the items.
Or
So
we
when
can
she
find a
says
wizard
color
to press the
shifting-
digitation.
When she says color shifting, what does that mean exactly?
Duochrome type of fabric.
I'm thinking like chameleon shifting.
So my thought with this was like, an RGB strip, right? And it like pulses through lights. It would shift through certain colors. It would start with 2, and if you'd like to add more, you just increase the cost.
So think of like a color shifting like nail polish or eyeshadow.
Is this dress gold and white or black
Oh
and...
no, you're fucking.
Get outta here.
No.
I'm just saying.
So it's not Pride Month enchantment. Got it.
I mean, if you wanted that, you could spend for it.
As tempting as the enchantment is, definitely go for top shelf, but not quite prepared to part with that much money today.
So I was just kind of thinking like silently like I feel like I could probably achieve a nice little illusion with dancing lights if I wanted to, so
Learn prestidigitation. You can be a dry cleaner.
You're gonna fall.
All right, so we've got the 3-piece suit, and that's going to run you about... where's my tab?
And the stick.
Where's my tab? Did I get rid of it?
That's his beaten stick.
Oh, dear God.
My fancy beaten stick.
What did I do with it?
Like, I'm thinking actual shillelagh for this, only, like, fancy.
I got you.
Ceremonial.
Oh, there we go. Okay, so for the clothes, the fitted clothes, the, like, nice top shelf clothes is going to come with 30 gold. They're not going with any of the enchantments. No color shift, no scent, no gleaming.
Nope.
My thought is that if I'm gonna get something, I'm probably gonna want something different the second time. So I think I'm just gonna go with just the top shelf stuff.
Okay. So got the 30 GP. I'm gonna say gold ring's probably gonna be about 5 gold. And then the walking stick. It's crafted. It's got like a. You see this. It's slightly larger than like a walking stick, or slightly smaller than a walking stick, slightly larger than a cane, somewhere in between the two of them. You see it has like a hand beginning to come out of the top of the like black painted wood, just all a nice like silver, and it's holding some sort of red like circular gem in its grasp. I'll say that
Can
comes
it be
to
brass or gold, because that would match better with earth tones.
Sure, we could definitely do. We could definitely replace it out with brass. That's not a problem. Might not look as shiny, but will help reduce the cost a little bit. So that's roughly about 6 gold for the
Okay.
for the walking stick. So altogether that brings us to 41 for you. Sev, we'll say that brings you to around 32 for the dress itself and for the white gloves.
Okay.
We got our shopping done.
Yeah.
Rayleigh, we've got you 30 with the suit, roughly a gold for the tie itself.
Okay.
And then Lightning, we already covered you, right?
Yep,
20,
I'm good.
25?
25.
I'm adding this for my own notes.
Did I get paid for bringing the vial to the museum?
Yes, you got the
What did I
100
get paid?
silver reward. Meeting with Agita.
I don't know if I added that. I feel like I did, but I'm not sure. Oh, I did. Yeah, no, we're
So,
good.
30... 31 did I say, Rayleigh? 1 for the tie?
Yeah. And I removed the 30 from mine, so I just need to move the 1.
Cool. So that is all set to go. So these items will be... Well, we'll take a couple of days for them to be finished.
We have 3 days, or well, not counting today because it's ended. Trying to think. Like, I'm just thinking of the letter. It said it's going to be 2 days from now that this day's ending.
Yeah.
If you like, we could try to rush these items. There would be a 5 gold fee for each day rushed.
We might need 1 extra day to rush them from the sounds of it.
Yeah.
And I just like mutter under my breath something about her like irritating Dressmorland.
Again, lock eyes with you, Lightning. We only perform the best work here. Would love to, or would hate to see you underrepresented.
We're gonna be underrepresented if we don't get this done in time.
You do have the option of expediting the work. And that is up to you.
This little beezy.
I'll pay the 5 gold myself. Everyone else can make their own decision.
Alright, yeah.
I'm gonna do it too. So
Might as well.
I just want to intimidate her so bad. Ah!
What are you looking to do?
I don't want a shitty roll though.
I want to intimidate her. I want to tell. I want to be like, I'm gonna
roll.
tell Agita and Dressmorland that you're squeezing us for more instead of trying to lend a helping hand.
All right, go ahead. Roll,
Gale grimaces and face palms.
roll me intimidation.
Sev is just kind
See
of
how well
like
this goes
shaking
for
her
ya.
head.
No! I knew it!
Oh my god.
How did oh my god, okay. Well,
Gale immediately regrets vouching for her.
okay.
I felt it in my soul. I knew it wasn't right.
Okay.
She gives you the smile. No immediate response. Just taking in your words. And you've seen this smile before.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I know exactly what she's about to say to me. Yeah, go ahead.
This smile is akin to the caravan traders that you once roamed with, who knew they were getting ripped off, who knew that they deserved
Yeah.
more, who knew that they shouldn't have to play by the rules.
Can I just mutter in Thieves' Cant that she's a bitch?
Knowing her, she probably would know it.
I think she would know it. And then it
She's just gonna look at you. 5 gold for a day.
You.
Sev is just like
I
averting
begrudgingly
her eyes,
give
but
her
handing
another
over
5
the
gold.
Okay.
Gale has never felt so much secondhand embarrassment before.
Yeah, same.
All express delivery for 1 day. Lightning had an issue with the proprietor. ... Okay, we'll leave it there. So you all can exchange money. She'll point out the different fabrics that they'll be using on the wall behind the counter. You see that some of the other assistants and employees are now beginning to like wave off as they're leaving the shop, the bell dinging behind them. Until you are now the only individuals left in the building with a shopkeeper. She finishes ringing up the different items, jots them all down, and you see that like there are 2 pieces of parchment. One is thinner, one is a little bit thicker. And she begins to press down firmly, take a quill,
Those receipt thingies
and begin to
that duplicate.
essentially. And she keeps the thin copy, hands you the thicker one. When you are ready to pick up your items, present the receipt there, and we will have everything ready for you. The items should be ready in 2 days' time. probably towards the later afternoon, the day after tomorrow.
I look at
Yes.
the letter and check the time. Journal.
So currently, you have 3 days until the event. It's currently the 28th of October, and the event is taking place on the 31st. So the day after
So,
tomorrow
well,
I'm trying to
would be the day
30th.
right before.
time of day though.
Does it say?
The gala starts at 8 p.m. on the 31st.
Okay, so midday will be fine then.
Okay.
Well, we pick it up on the 30th anyway.
Yeah, so these will be the day, like the afternoon, the
Oh,
day
okay.
prior to the event. So it'll be all
Okay,
set to go. So
then
there's
we're
gonna be
fine,
like
we're fine,
no
we're fine.
Yeah.
issue. Yeah. If there is some sort of issue, if there is some urgent request, if we're not able to fulfill our end of the deal, we will issue a refund of the express fee.
Okay, much obliged.
Now, is there anything else I can do
I just side-eye her.
for you all little kittens? Looking directly towards Lightning.
I think we should be making our way for the evening. Thank you very much for your patience.
Yeah, thank you for your help. I just want to have one last quick look at this thing over here. Guys, would you mind waiting for me outside?
Sure.
No problem.
I go outside and I start putting on lock.
Yeah.
Sure. Lox has been like panting away, just sitting outside, tongue just waggling out, tail whipping about behind him.
As I leave, I look at the tabaxi and I just say, "Pardon me," and slide out of the.
Oh,
What?
Before you all leave, as she is telling you about the refund situation, she does introduce herself. Lets you all know that her name is River Through Forest.
Yeah. So I look at River and I say, "Pardon me."
You prefer River or Forest?
Pardon me.
Pardon
Like a-
what?
Pardon me. Like pardon me, but with paw. It's cat.
Oh,
Pardon me.
Okay, it's a pun. Cat pun.
Well, that pun you could say was a catastrophe.
Oh no.
So you all are
Think
able
so.
to exit the building. Gale, you're staying inside.
Just for a moment, once everyone's kind of out of earshot, I pull out 5 gold out of my pockets, put it on the desk in front of River, and say, "I am so sorry for my friend. We just met. She helped us. Please don't tell Drumsmorland about her rudeness."
She'll take a look over at you. You're not part of the museum, are you?
In a way, we kind of are.
Yeah.
There never
We
was
are.
any internal billing.
I didn't suspect as much. No, I mean, Agitha hinted that she alluded to it, but I didn't think there was anything official, and I kind of think Lightning just got a little bit carried away. But as an apology, I kind of slide the gold over.
Takes a look at it. Looks back at you. Give me a persuasion.
This is not my whole -2.
Go.
So making a straight.
Well.
Okay.
Well,
Okay.
She looks at you against the smile. You see like the little, pointed teeth kind of like rise up around the bottom lip. Pause and takes all the gold on the table and shoves it underneath one of the counters into one of the drawers. There's never any issue. We appreciate your patronage. Have a wonderful rest of your
You.
night.
Thank you. I leave.
Ding, 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 ding. The bell rings behind you as the door swings closed. You all find yourselves roughly around 8:30 at night now. You all have made your preparations for items, for clothing and attire that you wish to wear, or accessories you wish to wear to the gala event for Dresmorland.
You're gonna be fancy.
Yep.
Now,
Fancy
before we
schmancy.
end, I'm going to ask y'all, where are you all staying for the night?
I think we should return to the guild hall.
Yeah.
Although I guess Lightning will have to find her own accommodations unless she wants to sign up.
Yeah.
I have friends and places. I will go by own.
I mean, if you need a place to stay and you aren't going to be with the guild, I could help. I do know people in this town.
Dale, would you say that I would also know people kind of like more underground, because
That
of
would-
my background?
Not specifically from here. So this is like one of your first times entering the city, so you haven't made those connections yet.
This is, but this is where Fog has, like, been, like, over in the Undercity, Fog has been, quite involved, and that would be where I would be looking for accommodations for you.
I mean, can I just like find an inn? It's fine. I don't have to go to the guild hall and do all that.
Yeah, you can definitely find an inn. Not a problem. How lavish are you looking to spend the night?
I want beer and bread, baby, and a bed.
Yeah.
Alright, something more towards the lower end.
Yeah.
Bare
I would say
minimum.
that's what my character is like comfortable with.
Sure. Let's see here what I can find for you. Alright, so
By
you're
the
able to
way,
find...
am I-
Mhm.
Am I supposed to be seeing a map currently?
Yes.
Okay.
This is the map of the city, so we know like what general area we're in at the moment. So yeah, you're able to find a decent place towards the outskirts of town, off towards the west. Making your way with the group, you can head off back towards either the southwest bridge or the northwest bridge, depending on if you want to go through the docks again, or if you want to take a stroll through the neighborhoods, depends on how long you want to stroll for. But as you all retire and bid Lightning off, Lightning, you can head off towards the western gate leading towards Grimseth.
I'll say to her before we part ways, if you ever need someplace more familiar to stay other than the guild hall, I think you would be most welcome and comfortable around Fog's ilk. If you ever need me to introduce you.
I just kind of nod and say like, okay, sounds good.
So you can make your way off towards one of the many rows of what seems to be like inns, kind of like just in a line, trying to attract incoming visitors and travelers. Make your way to the different fire bar. There you find a stay for a night will be roughly around 3 silver. Includes a meal in the morning. Nothing fancy. Nice hunk of cheese, nice block of bread. Brick of
brick.
bread.
Time to
Block
eat
of
a
bread. Jesus.
Cheese, bread, and an ale.
Yeah. And spend 4 silver for the entire stay. And then
All right.
you can pick up
I
from
spend my 4 silver.
the following day. And with that, my friends, our second journey through Cyndrus. First day complete. I know it's getting late. I appreciate y'all being here, especially through all the flailings
Yay.
and faults at the start. But let's go around. How are we feeling? Let's go clockwise once again. So for me, that's going to be Hope. Starting with you. What do you think of the event so far? How's Sev feeling? How are you feeling? What's going on?
Sev is very curious to see what types of people we're gonna meet at this gala, and basically Sev being Fogg's liaison to the finer society. This is basically her big break. So exciting. And also wondering, very curious about where Fogg is, since Lightning just came from being with Fogg, and yet Fogg is not in town. Not sure where they are and what's up with that.
All right.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Going next. Vic, how are you feeling? What's Lightning feeling? How you feeling as a player? What's going on?
Player-wise, it's good. I'm still kind of figuring out like what I can and can't do.
That comes with time.
I like being. I definitely in my mind designed this character to be like as sassy as I am in person, but with no boundaries whatsoever, and I feel like that's working.
It's pretty funny. It makes for great flavor and entertainment.
It's definitely a good contrast, for sure.
But like no moral compass and no boundaries, so this is fun. As far as what my character's feeling, I would say at this point she's kind of like, well, for one, like she's kind of embarrassed. She kind of made an ass of herself today, and then also like she's still kind of unsure of like what is happening. Like she doesn't really know a whole lot about like these people around her, and like she just kind of got tossed into like this group, and like she doesn't really know like where her place is yet with this, or if she even is deciding that this is a place that like she wants to be in. She's kind of like, I just want to get this shit out of the way, and ended up getting wrapped up in all of this, so she's probably gonna sleep on it.
Are there any regrets?
Regrets? No, regret nothing.
Okay.
Champion everything. Regret nothing.
Fantastic. Silver, that takes us off to you.
I mean, I feel like the time at the museum was fun. We got to see plenty of different parts of the history of the world and
Fish.
Fish.
yeah, and the fish.
If there's
And
anything
we
to
gotta
remember
talk
from
about-
today, it's fish and chicken.
Fish.
Fish.
Yeah, exactly.
and
That
the
was
chicken
actually
is
what
a
I was
wyvern.
gonna bring up next. Actually, I was gonna say the chicken wyvern.
The chicken wyvern. I want you guys to know I posted that in my Elder Scrolls group, like, not to bring back the dragon wyvern discourse, but
Yeah, but I mean, it was fun, and I feel like really enjoyed most of it. Was a little bit like concerned about the whole half a group exploring part of a museum, but you know, just keep cool and read your chicken book. It's totally real.
read the very real chicken book.
Fantastic. And that'll bring us off to you, Stoic.
Okay, museum, good. Lots of lore. Maybe a little thick on the lore, but I kind of feel it'll contextualize things a little better as we continue on. What else? The book
Fish
that
lore.
I found was going to be useful. Definitely going to cross-reference it to other books in town or wherever I can get more books, and maybe talk to what's her name, Agitha, again, and see if she has any more material on it, and I'll basically confirm with her that this isn't some myth, like this disease actually exists. And what else? Almost regretting recruiting Lightning into our party now. But hopefully the gala will go on without a hitch, and she won't try and snag some wealthy dowager's jewelry.
No, I'm thinking about it now. It wasn't a thought in my head until you said it, so here we go.
Oh,
Is that a cat?
Well,
meow?
I never.
beautiful. All right, fantastic. Well, I do appreciate you all joining me for the night. Glad things were able to work through without most of a continued hitch. Are we all good for next week?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Well,
think so, unless
I will-
something comes up.
yeah.
I should be freshly
Actually,
back from Minnesota by then.
I should call and
Don't
figure
you
out what I'm
know?
doing this week.
I should be okay. I should have that I should have that following Monday off work, so I'll be okay to do games.
Cool. Well, we will see
You
where things go
betcha.
then. Friends, take care. Appreciate having you by. Enjoy the rest of the night, y'all.
Thanks for hosting. Good night.
Bye.
Bye.